Arguing facts, not emotions, no tears. You need thick skin just to last through the years. It's the jungle, the wild, the hardest to thrive. Only the sharpest stay breathing alive.
Elder sa.neter ruling the HOK throne. Sister in the past stands tall in the Bible debate zone.
Lines like beggars, words cut to the bone. A battlefield of minds where legends are grown. No room for the weak, no space for retreat. Step up to the heat or fall to defeat.
You need thick skin, boss up, stop crying. Source your facts or your words start dying. Thick skin, boss up, no denying. It's the arena where truth keeps flying.
Scripts clash like swords, debates ignite.
Every word a battle, every stance a fight.
Crowns ain't given, they're earning the ring. Iron sharpens iron, only steel can swing.
You can't fold under pressure, no breaking here. Lions roam in the pit, it's a test of fear. Egos get crushed if they built on lies. Only the realest can touch these skies.
Yeah. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. It is what it is, man. I'm not the judge. I don't know who won, but I leave it up to the streets. The streets is talking. They saying Dr.Enqi did his thing. Some people are saying Ankh did his thing. But that remains to be seen. Tonight, this evening, I got Dr.Enqi in the building. Dr.Enqi in the building. He's talking about unleashing his sledgehammer. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's unleashing the sledgehammer and he's going all the way in. He's trying to take it all the way home and he's trying to put the nail all the way in the coffin. So without any further ado, Dr.Enqi, where you at, man? Where you at, Dr.Enqi? Where you at? Let's go. Enqi uses 19th century pseudoscience. Love to you, my brother Keon. Peace to you, Keon. We got Dr.Enqi in the building, and he brings out the sledgehammer for this one, y'all. He's finally putting the nail in the Pseudo Killas coffins. So without any further ado, I bring to you Dr. Enqi in the building. What's going on, Enqi, man?
And the crowd goes crazy. Hey, listen, man.
Yo, that's my jacket you got on? My jacket. I can't find my joint, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have on that jacket when I was going to the post office. I got the video where people see it, man. So
Hey,
I can't find my jacket, man.
no comment. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
Somebody
Anyway,
might have
what's
said
going on, man? How do you feel about the people giving you the W? Talk about that, man.
I feel good. In fact, I wanted to try to answer some of their questions because, it was a lot of information in the second round, especially, and then in the first round too. People couldn't, you know what I'm saying? But I think the third round was so crazy that even if people had just tuned in the third round, they was like, man, this is a flawless victory. You know what I'm saying? I also think Ankh got bad advice.
From who? Cedric?
Maybe Cedric or whoever was helping him. I think he got bad advice because he came in with the strategy where he thought like he was going to neutralize me from being able to debunk Darwin by coming out in the first round and debunking Darwin himself. And I was so confused. I was like, yo, does he understand what the debate is? Like I'm debunking Darwin. You're supposed to be like proving Darwin. And so you came out and debunked Darwin in the first round. That made me feel like really comfortable. Like I had extra space and time to kind of do address some other things, seeing as he was doing, he was debunking Darwin for me. That was crazy. He did such a good job at debunking Darwin. JJ was confused.
Right.
JJ came in later on and was like, yeah. And so Enqi was debunking Darwin and Ankh was debunking Darwin. And I just think Enqi did a better job of debunking Darwin than Ankh. I was in tears. Listen to what I tell you. I was in tears. It was literally tears rolling down my face, laughing at people talking about how good of a job Ankh did at debunking Darwin. So, I think he got bad advice, but it's good because, the crew can go down together. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to put all the blame on Ankh for losing. That was a group effort. They lost together as a family. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was good for them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think that was good for them, like a learning experience, because they have, talked crazy and reckless about the ancestors for a long time. And at the same time, everybody is running around with Kemetic names. And I just don't understand those two things at the same time. You got a Kemetic name, but you always talking crazy about the Kemetic philosophy, the Kemetic accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? So it just don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? It just don't add up. But yeah, I think for the people, there was a lot of serious people that was also there from that side. There was serious people that was on Ankh's side. They hit me up after the debate. Like, we came over here and we did our quick little 1-2, and then Ankh ran off. And then afterwards, I went to my page and I was just playing music all night. It was people that came from Ankh's platform to my platform and was like, yo, yeah, I just subscribed to your channel because I can't believe what you just did to Ankh. Like, it was people that literally left. Yeah. It was people that literally said, I'm unsubscribing to Ankh and subscribing to your page because that was crazy. Yeah. They couldn't believe it. They felt like almost, some people was like Ankh was scamming.
What?
They said Ankh was scamming because he didn't talk about Darwin. The whole debate, he was talking about modern biology, modern medicine, modern evolution, and none of that was really the topic of the debate, honestly. Well,
overall, on a scale of 1 to 10,
yeah,
what would you give the debate? I give it a 10 because y'all both did good, but
no, I would definitely give it an 11. I would give it an 11. That debate was a classic.
Fortunately, the people who came out and said you was the winner. But who was that your toughest opponent in a while you had?
I would say yes, only because of the environment. I think the environment is tough. You know what I'm saying? So the environment creates a difficulty, because it's not like you're just debating a person. You're debating an entire audience. You're debating each person that shows up to the debate that has other ideas in their mind. You have to try to establish your perspective. You have to try to establish your perspective and stick to your perspective while at the same time trying to teach, because that's how you debate. You got to teach people at the same time. So I don't think that people understood what was happening in the first round. I was able to predict like 90% of what Ankh and Cedric would do based on what they were doing the previous weeks leading in. And I knew he had nowhere to go but modern biology. And so that's why I took the first round to debunk his claims about, Kemet not practicing modern biology and some things like that, by showing something that I'm pretty sure, especially from the feedback, that most of the audience had never seen before.
Now I got to ask you this. I got to hit you with some feedback.
Go ahead.
What do you say to the people who say, Enqi, Dr.Enqi, you only won because the people who were saying you won were religious people, were Christians, were Hebrews, and they had to come out and say you won that because they believe in God. So what do you say to that? And they are not scientific literate. So what do you say to that? The people who would say stuff like that.
First of all, I would say that I don't care. Listen, the only people who care about how the judges scored the fight is the people on the losing side. So that's number one. I would say that I don't even care about that. By an inch or by a mile, like Fast and Furious, the W is the W. But I would go a step further, and I would say that it shows a level of ignorance and belligerence to science, right? Because and Ankh is on the record saying this along with his cronies quite a bit. You know, modern science separates religion, and you can't be a religious person and practice modern science and all of these kind of concepts. The problem with that is if we forget about Kemet for a second, right? Which the people know I never do, but just for a hypothetical, let's say we forget about Kemet and we just deal with modern science from Germany on to now. Right? Because it's really not Europe. Modern science is really a German thing. But if we just think about that, Isaac Newton was a religious person. Isaac Newton gave us the foundation of what we have in physics. So if we're saying that religious people, we have to discount them because they're religious, there's no Isaac Newton. In fact, it shoots him. See, this is an example of how he lost the debate. When you say religious people and you discount religious people, wait, listen to this, Sal. When you discount religious people, you know we have to take Darwin off the table, right? Do you know Darwin was a religious person?
No, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a degree in theology. Darwin wanted to be a minister.
You should have brought that out.
I didn't need to.
You bringing it out now. That's good. That's good.
I had a bunch of things that was in the arsenal that was, it was a chess game. If he moved here, then I move here. You know what I'm saying? But certain things I didn't have to pull out. But I'm just saying in regard to people that discount the religious mind.
That's a dagger, man. You were supposed to bring that out. Because I'm always talking about the pseudo killers, always talking about you can't mix science with religion or nothing like that. That would have been a dagger, bro.
Listen, Saad, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is why every time I do a video with them, I say something to them that they never heard of because they haven't been actually studying Darwin. Now, not only is Isaac Newton a religious person, not only was Charles Darwin a religious person, but Albert Einstein was a heavily religious person. You know what I'm saying? James Maxwell was a heavily religious person. And we don't get the laws of gravity, for the people that bank on, that believe in gravity, and that we don't get that without Einstein. We don't get the nature of light without Maxwell, right? We don't get electric fields alternating with magnetic fields produce electromagnetic radiation, and so we can understand light in the electromagnetic spectrum. We don't get none of that without religious people. All these people are religious people. So there literally is no modern science without religious people. So when they saying that, that's an appeal to and from ignorance. It's a logical fallacy. There's no such thing as that we don't, that religious people and science and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make any sense. In fact, the quest to understand our creation, the quest to understand what it is that we're doing here on Earth and how we got here, and the stars and the other planets and things that we've seen in the sky, a lot of our curiosity is limited today because of the air pollution. We don't think about that. But our ancestors didn't grow up on the same earth that we did. They didn't have the industrial pollutants. And without the industrial pollutants, every single night was a light show. Every single night they looked up and saw different, stars and astronomical alignments and the Milky Way and shooting stars and comets, and every single night, every night. So every night they were trying to figure out their place in the universe, their place in the cosmos, how they got here, you know. And so that's the whole reason science starts with an observation, right? And to take it a step further, you know, like it's levels to it. Like Meek Mill said, you know, not only does a scientific theory starts with observation, but because our modern science came from religious minds, you have to remember what's at the basis of religion. At the basis of religion is observance. There's a reason why there's a reason why observance is the basis of scientific theory, right? So just on no level does it make sense to you know, to try to separate, and I get it, because the other part to this might be, and you know, we troll Ankh for his you know, his limited vocabulary, but sometimes when you have a limited vocabulary and you're trying to express yourself, you know, it creates a conundrum for you. You know, you get stuck in a place where you can't really articulate your ideas properly. And then once you go on the record, you might be saying something wrong, but people that follow you pick it up, and then, you know, you just stick with it, you know. But we have to understand that the origin of science, modern science, is Kemet. It's just no way around that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I was trying to bring out, you know, by showing people, listen, here's one of the biggest secrets that the Egyptologists and all of their cronies, all of their fraternity brothers, you know, here's one of the biggest secrets that they keep, right? One of the biggest secrets that they keep is that Kemet invented the microscope. Kemet invented the telescope. And the reason why that's so important is because, again, going back to the same subject, there is no modern science without the convex lens. The convex lens is the single most important discovery on the face of this earth in terms of science. There would be no biology without a convex lens. There would be no astronomy without a convex lens. And our ancestors discovered that. They refined that. They not only discovered that, but they refined it. They discovered it and refined it, because convex lenses were in the Old Kingdom, Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom, right? And that's something that, again, we had all these years of listening to quote unquote Kemetic scholars, and they never brung that out. They never brung out the fact that Kemet gave the world a convex lens. They never, and see, that again goes back to that word, observation, right? Observance, because the convex lens gives you the ability to observe things that you wouldn't have been able to observe before. And then if we fast forward and we stick in that pocket with observance, observation, and we move up to quantum science, we move up to quantum mechanics, quantum physics, quantum theory. To observe a thing is to participate with that thing, right? So once we get an ability to observe, we get the ability to participate. Once we get the ability to observe, we get the ability to participate. So even quantum science and quantum understanding was seeded from Kemet. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something that yo, they crying. Oh my goodness. I can't even say they, because they not crying. Just one or two people. Just one or two people. I appreciate you, Red. I thought it, you know what I'm saying? I thought it would be a nice little addition to throw this on for the family. I know things like that drive them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like playing the music in the middle of the debate. You know what I'm saying? Playing the music in the middle of the debate. I know that drove them crazy. The family in the chat said they like my leather blazer. But do you understand what I'm saying, Osai, with understanding the impact of Kemet discovering the convex lens? The convex lens, so that everybody's aware, the convex lens is the lens that's inside a microscope and a telescope that allows you to see further. So we would never have been able to have biology or astronomy or any of those things without Kemet.
Well, let me ask you this question, because this was the argument last week.
Okay.
And it could be a debate over it. Depends on where you're going with it. Do you believe, or do you feel that we have evolved way beyond the ancestors of ancient Kemet?
You funny for using that word evolve. But what do you mean by that? In terms of science?
In terms of everything, brother.
Oh,
in
yeah.
life, period. Science, yes. Mathematics, yes. All of that.
Well, science and mathematics, I would say.
It's the same, yeah.
Yeah. So, in specifically in science and mathematics, I would say some ways we have. You know what I'm saying? Some ways we can't judge because we don't have everything from Kemet, and a lot of things have been hidden from us. You know what I'm saying? But I would say some ways we have, and then I would say some ways we have not.
Well, you know, your boy Apostle and a few other people, I forgot who was on that panel. It was Apostle, and some other people were saying, no, we have not.
It's true. Listen, in some ways we have not. That's why I'm saying some ways we have and some ways we have not. So, for instance, Kemet said that the center of human existence is the human heart. The center of human existence and thought, the mind that we know of as the mind, comes from the human heart. Now, when Greece took over, they came up with a different thing. They were saying that the liver is the center of mental processes in the body. And Rome kind of did that for a little while. And then later on, Germany came up with this concept of the brain. So fast forward to now, we find out that the heart has a magnetic field that's 5,000 times stronger than the brain. Right? So, okay, so let me slow it down and bring it back. So information is stored in magnetic fields. So that's an important caveat to understand as a foundation for why that would be important. Information is stored in magnetic fields. So the fact that the heart's magnetic field is 5,000 times stronger than the brain's means that the heart has the capacity to store 5,000 times as much information as the brain, which means that we have to go back to the concept of Kemet, which is the only place that there's a blueprint for the complexity of the heart and why the heart should be looked at in a certain type of way above all the other organs, in the body. And so I think that alone is a primary example of Kemet being like light years ahead of what we got going on today, especially when you factor in two things. A, you got to factor in that heart disease is the number one killer. Heart disease is the number one killer. And, you know, these guys that cape, they glaze, the statistics don't lie. Heart disease is the number one killer. Black people are the number one victims of heart disease. And America has the worst healthcare system on earth. America has the worst healthcare system on earth outside of third world countries.
Okay, I want to get away from the health stuff because even though you could be right, YouTube be bugging with me.
Okay, I got you.
Don't mess with you on your channel for some reason.
I got you.
Mess with me. But let me ask you this though: what made you get into ancient Egyptian studies? Because that's not what you was about. Yes. When I met you, you was a Hebrew Israelite, and you was, running around bragging that you knew Hebrew and all of that, brother.
Yeah, but that's
Hebrew.
But
and you still are a Hebrew.
I'm not, so I have my own religion. Listen.
Oh, so you're not a Hebrew no more?
I mean, I can still be considered a Hebrew. I don't.
You was telling me you was an Israelite, brother. You was a Hebrew.
Back in the days, but remember, I told you after I joined, not even joined, I went and sat with some camps for a couple of days, and they didn't know anything in the Bible, so it was nothing for me to learn around them. I thought they was playing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't take what they was doing seriously. But you got to understand the origin of the science that we have in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The origin of the science that we have in the Bible.
You don't really know the Bible, though, Enqi. I don't know why you acting like you know the Bible.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I specify. I put a specificity. I put a claim, a disclaimer there. So that way it's not about, because knowing the Bible for some people means like knowing the stories of the people in the Bible, and following who had who and whose father was what and blah, 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 blah. I don't make claims to have, like memorize all of the narratives and stories of the lives and characters in the Bible. But what I try to stick to is the science, the stuff that I think is particularly most meaningful. Like, for instance, if you go back to Kemet, right? And this is important for the conversation. That's why I had it in the debate. If you go back to Kemet, and I guess we'll skip around, we'll skip around. But if you go back to Kemet, the symbol of beauty in Kemet, right, was anatomy. The symbol of beauty was where God and man came together. That was the symbol of beauty. That's why the word for beauty in Kemet, Nefer, was the sign of a windpipe and a heart. That was the most beautiful, that was the most beautiful. That was how you encapsulated what beauty was. Now, fast forward to today, our technology is just catching up to the point where we can understand that complexity, that arrangement, how that's put together, the human heart. And when I say the human heart, I don't necessarily mean like 4 chambers opening up, filling with blood. I'm talking about the electrical network inside the human heart that produces that magnetic field that opens and closes the valves and regulates the entire rest of the body. That electrical framework is very special. And that's why it was elevated to the center of what we would call religion and scientific study back in Kemet, right? So when you go to the Bible, right, there are things that people gloss over that I think are important. So for instance, like the word spirit in the Bible, it doesn't mean anything spooky. So a lot of times people are having conversations that I feel are built on a house of cards. When you go to the Bible, when you go to the New Testament, the word spirit comes from pneuma, right? This is a reflection to spirato, right? Where we get the word inspiration, right? This means the breath. When you go into the Old Testament, ruach, all of these terms that's used, that's translated as spirit in the Bible actually mean breath. That goes back to Kemet with the windpipe and the heart once again. Because in Kemet, if you remember, the anointing process was creating the mummy, and the mummy's process was preparing the heart. So I agree.
Hold on, slow down, Speedy. I agree with you 100%, but you can't say that to these brain dead, Hebrew Israelites who really believe in the, this and take it literal. You can't say that to them because they really take the Bible literal. Let me ask you, do you take the Bible literal as though these were real people, Dr. Enqi? Be careful with your answer, man.
No. I think that these are real concepts. I think that these are real concepts. And I think that there are some things that need to be taken literal. And there are other things that may not need to be taken literal.
Well, let me give you one right quick. Let me see if you really know this Bible. See, people reads the Bible, but they don't really read into the Bible like I do. And so I do a little research on it, and I never heard nobody break this down. I'm not going front. I was laying down yesterday. I asked AI to read Genesis for me. So I'm laying in the bed as he's reading the book of Genesis. We get up to Genesis 2:18.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you for 1 second. What? Just 1 second. Just 1 second. You do realize that you would classify as a Christian or a Hebrew Israelite yourself, right?
No.
Okay. You spend a lot of time studying the Bible, Sal, but go ahead.
That's not, when I do that, I'm not doing that as a belief. Like I believe it. I'm doing that to come back at the Hebrews who try to lie, like Apostle, like Tazariak, like all of these Hebrew Israelites that try to lie and change the word of the Bible. Okay. That's why I do that. And so I learned yesterday, which is crazy. Watch this. I'm gonna ask you. When God created Adam, what did he say he was going to do for Adam?
I don't know. Tell me.
Give him a helpmate, right? A helpmate, right?
Okay.
Who was this helpmate?
Tell me. Eve?
You tell me, brother. Come on. You know this book. Who was this helpmate?
I'm assuming Eve.
Okay. Eve was the second option. Because God supposed to know everything, right? But he failed. Eve was the second option. Guess who was the first option for Adam to have a helpmate with? A helpmeet.
Who was the first option?
It was the animals.
Okay.
It was the animals that was supposed to be Adam's helpmeet. But then slow down. But then God couldn't find the animal. This is crazy, yo. God couldn't find a helpmeet for Adam with the animals. And so what he did was his second option was to put Adam to sleep. Let me put him to sleep and create a woman from the rib, right? Now, let me back it up with the scriptures, and I'm going to show you. Because a lot of people say, nah, Sa, that's crazy. It wasn't that. So here we go.
Hold on. Wait, Sa. You do know the word husbandry, right?
Brother, just listen, man.
No, I'm just saying, hold on. The word husband comes from husbandry.
Right, but I'm not saying that the animals was going to be his wife. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying help me. Help me.
No, I got you. But no. What I'm saying is husbandry doesn't necessarily... That's why I'm saying some of these words and terms, it might be
okay, but I got you. Just listen, man. Genesis 18, right? It goes on to say, and the Lord God said, it is not good that man should be alone. I will help him. I will make him a helpmeet for him. Now, 19. And out of the ground, the Lord God formed every beast of the field. See, he's trying to create a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground, I would create a helpmeet for him from every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them.
Okay.
And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. 20. There you go. And Adam gave names to all cattle and the fowl of the air and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmeet for him. See that? There was not found. So how come God didn't know this? If God knows everything, but you're going to hear Israelites go crazy and say, well, no, that's not what it was about. Now, here's the second option. And the Lord caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. and it took one of his ribs and closed them back up, and there it is. See, so she was the second option, but the animals was the first option. Do you dispute that?
Well, let me say this, right? Because, you know, that's an interesting part of the Bible, right? So again, for me, I don't necessarily get caught up in the character narratives. I look for the science, right? So now here's what I noticed years ago.
How do you look for science in the Bible, though, Enqi?
Oh, I'm gonna tell you, just relax.
Okay.
Years ago, when I came across that very same passage in the Bible that you just read, right?
Mm-hmm.
My mind went to a totally different place, right? So inside your body, like right now, your red bone marrow, your active bone marrow has to constantly produce all of your red blood cells, your white blood cells, your immunoglobulins, all of that constantly. Your bone marrow has to do that. And so for me, it was crazy to find out that in the Bible, it said the rib is where God was going to make Eve from, because in adults, the ribs is one of the only places that we actually have active stem cells in the body. So that was a very, very important scientific thing to give me insight into the fact that some of the surface level readings may have some things in there, because one thing's for sure, two things for certain. We know that 2,500 years ago, the term stem cell, as Ankh would say, modern science hadn't discussed stem cells yet. But here we have in the Bible a reference to the only specific reservoir of stem cells in a man's adult body. So that for me is the thing that would stand out about that passage.
All right. Hey, we got Apostle Saquon in the building. Is it all right? Dr. Enqi, is it all right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, Apostle, would you like to say something? You ain't got to respond to what I said, brother, because I know you like to beat me up. But I don't want to furious off with you right now in the day.
You know he's furious.
Go back and
go past what I said and, have discipline.
You have to go back and forth with me, sa.neter.
Okay.
What you got to do is listen.
You don't have to respond to what I said, though.
I'm going to, because what you said was idiotic. And the reason why is because, once again, 1 Corinthians, 2nd chapter.
That's a different book, right?
No, it's
not a different book.
Why it tells why you don't have
right, but that's a different book. You said no.
That's a different chapter. So it's a different chapter.
No, it's a different book. It's a different book.
But it's the Bible, and the reason why you don't understand
that's
because you do not have the Holy Spirit.
So that's a different book that was written like 100 years later or 500 years later. I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, but it's the Bible.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Now I want to share my screen, if it's all right, Enqi.
Do you think?
Getting on me about Deuteronomy.
Do you think?
Fix him up real quick. Let me fix him up real quick. I got 2 scriptures I want to go to.
Okay, so I get this. Let Apostle give you this work.
As soon as he shares his screen, I got him.
You knew Apostle was coming. You almost said his name. I mean, you might as well. You knew Apostle was going to come get you.
I'm going to go straight to the blue letter on the scripture.
All right.
Go ahead and put it up.
Hold on for 1 minute. Now all of a sudden.
Yeah.
No, hold up, stop. Because the blue letter might fit your narrative. Now you go with the blue letter. I remember when I was trying to put up the blue letter before, he said, no, I only go by the original Hebrew. I don't go by the blue letter. And people heard you say that, brother. Don't do it.
I told you that.
All right, I'm going to
go. You got to source up. This is the toughest environment to be inside. You got to source up for that.
Some of the words in the blue letter are of modern Hebrew. Some of the words, and people don't understand that. Some of the definitions is of Modern Hebrew. Like Enqi just said pneumo. But the Hebrew is rakah. He even said riach.
Yep.
But the Hebrew is rakah. R-A-W-C-H-A-A. Rakah. Now, I asked this simply, according to the Bible, what does abhor means? It says to hate extremely, to detest, to loathe. This gets into an adverb or a verb. These are actions. These are not how you think in your heart or what you might feel. To loathe someone is an action. To extremely hate someone is an action. I don't do that. So understand, it goes on. Now, that's just the overview. I'm going to share my screen with the blue letter. Where is it at? Deuteronomy, there we go. 23:7. This whole thing gets into, you ought to read from number 1 so you can get a better understanding what it's talking about when it gets down here to Egypt. Because it talks about the Moabites, whom you say Ruth is. If Ruth was a Moabite, she would have no forgiveness at all. Just like it says here, the Amorite or the Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord, even to the 10th generation. Shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord forever? So if Ruth was a Moabite, she wouldn't be able to get in there. She was an Israelite that was living in Moab. And I got the map to show
No, you're not sharing nothing right now, Apostle.
Or not?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought I was.
Nope.
Okay, no problem. Let me back out of this. Let me come back to StreamYard. Come back here. And Deuteronomy 23 is right there. That's your favorite subject you like to go to.
All right, there you go.
All right, it says here, talks about being wounded in the stone. That's in your groin. Or have his privy member cut off. That means completely cut off. That's what Enoch's do. Like the Enoch that was reading, by the way. Then it talks about a bastard, a mixed breed. How he shall enter in. Then it says the Amorites and the Moabites shall not enter into the congregation forever. Then it says, because you met not with bread and water in the way when he came forth out of Egypt. You didn't meet us when we came out of Egypt. You didn't come to our need. We wandered by ourselves. Then it gets down here, nevertheless, the Lord God would not hearken unto Balaam. Then it says down here, thou shalt not seek peace nor the prosperity of all thy days.
What are you talking about, though? I wasn't talking about none of this. What are you saying?
Right here, thou shalt not abhor.
Right, right. That's right.
Let's find out what abhor means.
I already know what it means.
What do it mean?
Bro, I already know what it means, man.
What do it mean?
Read it.
Why are you holding it against me?
Read it.
Time you read it, I'm going to go ahead and do better. I'm going to click on it.
Go ahead. Click on it. And it's going to say exactly what I've been saying.
No, it ain't going to say exactly
Read it, man.
Strong's. The word is ta'ah. And that's a new, well, it's not. That's ancient. Ta'ah. Here it is right here. Let you see. That is abhor. It's ta'ah.
Strong's H8581. Ta'av. Ta'av.
Now, the way he's pronouncing it, he's pronouncing that ba, the B, as a V. That lets you know it's modern. But we'll go here and click on it and get the definition of it. Tawa. Tawa. Just like I said. Abhor. Abominable. abominably, to utterly, to abhor, to be abominable. This is all about actions in treating people. I don't treat people abominable.
Yeah, that's what we would say hate. That's
Keep
what we
reading. Keep reading. Go down. Keep reading.
This is deeper than hate.
Keep reading, man. Go down. Go ahead.
All right, to be abhorred or to be detested in a ritual sense, in an ethical sense, to loathe, to abhor, to regard as an abomination in a ritual sense, in an ethical sense, to cause to be an abomination, to make abominable or to do abominably. Again, in a ritual sense, in an ethical sense. I don't treat people like that. To our primitive root, to loathe, to morally detest, to make to be abhor. These are action words. These are not feeling words. These words are not about what you might think about somebody. Your personal preference. This has nothing to do with that. This is to show contempt, to commit more, to do abominable. Utterly. It has nothing to do with dislike. Because somebody mistreats you, you gotta worry about the way you treat them back. That's what this is.
Apostle, all right, take a minute so I could bust your goddamn bubble for a minute.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
It shows you that he don't know what he's talking about.
You can try.
I'm bringing up abominable. Now I'm gonna ask you, Dr.Enqi, can you pull up the definition of what abominable means?
That's it.
Shut up. I mean, I ain't gonna say shut up. I ain't gonna be disrespectful. My bad. I apologize. Apostle, it's my turn, brother. Just relax. Apostle, I just allowed you to speak without talking over you. I know you're getting hurt. I know it's hurting. You're about to get. Oh man, this dude's still trying to talk, man. You're about to get daggered. Here's a dagger for you. You kept on reading abominable. See, it don't mean that. It means abominable. And you kept going with the abominable. Now let's look up abominable. And let's see what abominable means. Put it up on the screen, Dr.Enqi.
You got it.
Oh, okay.
Causing moral revulsion, very bad or unpleasant.
Come on.
That's it right there.
No. Go down. Keep going, bro. Because we're going to get deep in this.
Okay. So it says the uprising was suppressed with abominable cruelty.
Go ahead. Come on.
Very, very bad or unpleasant. A cup of abominable.
You don't want to read that. We're going to go to what abominable mean now. Because he's trying to make it look like abominable is just a sweet word, the way you treat people and all this. Go ahead, Enqi.
Middle English from the Old French. Abominabilis from abominary. The term was once believed to be from ab, meaning away from, and homo,
right, go down.
Homo, a human being. No, that's it.
Go back up slowly. Right there. Click on the first one. Yeah. Read, brother.
An abominable person refers to someone who is disgusting, detestable, or loathsome. The term is used to describe an individual who is considered morally repugnant. Hold on, let me make sure I turn this off.
Come on.
Who is considered morally repugnant.
I don't do none of that.
Hateful or exceptionally bad. The adjective abominable can also describe things that are extremely unpleasant or of poor quality.
You know what? That's enough, man. Apostle, be quiet. Apostle, be quiet, man. See, you jumped out the window, bro, and you tried to make it look like Oh man, you know,
What you read,
you try, see, bro, I don't want to talk over you, Apostle. I'm talking now. He tried to make it look like, oh man, abhorred means something sweet and dandy and good and all that. No, abhorred means exactly what I've been telling you. Abhorred. You should not abhor an Edomite. You know why, Apostle? Because that white man that you call Edomite is your goddamn brother. And you got the same goddamn bloodline. Now, you want to jump out the window and mess with me?
Yeah.
You can't mess with me, bro.
I'm coming right back.
Look, now, hold on. I'm 5 more seconds. I don't care what you come back with. You can't dispute the fact that the white man is your goddamn blood brother. You can't dispute that. He is your brother.
Same father.
Yeah, so go ahead and try your best to get out of this goddamn plastic bag that I'm wrapping you up in.
Share my screen, Enqi.
Hey, Sa got to do it. Hit the share screen.
Okay, share. Make it bigger.
I can't. Pause, man. I can't do that, man. You got to do all that on your end, my brother.
You're the one sharing it.
Yeah, but I can't enlarge it. Pause. You got to be the one to do that, man.
Hold on. I tell you what I'm gonna do.
I can read it if you're having trouble.
I just made it bigger. Okay? Since we got it from the Bible, what is the Bible definition of the word abhor? This is not Wessler or any of that. This is straight from the Bible. What does the Bible mean? And everything that he want to say that it means is not something that we do. We don't hate the white man with detest or loathe. I don't, anyway. I don't do that. So to read the scripture, to kind of throw back at a Hebrew Israelite and saying that we can't feel a certain way about it, that's not true. This is an action. This is a verb. This is not an adjective. It's not expressing feeling. It's expressing personal actions towards an individual. And it's not even really talking, it was talking about Jacob and Esau. Not necessarily their descendants in the way things are now. Because you have a reason to dislike this white man today, whether you choose to or not. You have a reason to not like him. And that's not what this scripture is saying. So I don't want nobody to come back in every dictionary, every definition that Enqi read agrees with what I just read. Did it not, Enqi?
It's definitely saying the same thing.
Right.
But I think
like it's saying something different. Even his dictionary said the same thing.
No, but I think Sa was trying to bring out a point about white people and some of the Israelites.
The thing is, you go to Amos. Now, Amos came 1,000 years after that, right? Amos is almost at the end of the Old Testament. This is what it says in Amos, the first chapter of Amos, starting at the 9th verse. Now, see how God feels. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyre, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remembered not their brotherly covenant. They forgot their brother covenant. And so see what God says, because they forgot the covenant. For 3 transgressions and 4, I will not turn away my punishment thereof.
Hey, Apostle.
Scripture, man.
I know, Apostle. Do you see what it say at the top? Because I was distracted. Ankh called me.
Yeah,
Do you see what it say at the top?
It says to hate extremely.
Right.
Right.
Right. So now that's what uphold means, brother.
What?
That's what I was telling you what uphold was.
No. You can't just use it. Says to hate extremely. You was using just hate.
Right, but I was just giving you one. I don't.
No. When you look at this does not.
You that dagged, man. Simple as that, man.
No,
you should not hate. You should not hate Esau.
Now I'm going back to
Apostle, you should not be hating the Egyptians. You should not be hating Esau because you was in a strange land. And then your brother, these are your brothers, the white man, who you call the devil. They are your brothers, Apostle. Simple and plain. You can't get out of that. If you say that you are a true believer in this book, you cannot get out of that. I don't give a damn how many scriptures you try to read. I don't care how many books you try to get out of. You can't get out of this one right here. You're done. You got daggered.
Let me finish.
Finish.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with a sword and did cast off the pity. And it says, this is God saying it. And his anger did, and his anger did tear perpetually. And he will keep his word forever. In other words, Esau, God, Esau perpetually. That means forever. No turning from it. God is going to destroy Esau for what he did. What did he do? He turned with the sword.
So how do you feel about God destroying your brother?
I think it's justified.
Okay, so you do admit that the white man is your brother, right?
It's justified. He was.
Right. Do you admit that the white man is your brother?
He was. He forgot his brotherly love. He forgot.
Do you admit that the white man is your brother, bro? Your blood brother.
At one time,
he is your blood brother.
God said he forgot.
You hear this, Enqi? Yo, he ain't ready for me, Dr. Enqi. You know he ain't ready for me when it comes to this Bible. They used to kill me in this Bible.
God
they can't touch me now, Enqi.
Did the Bible not say that Edom forgot his brotherly love?
I don't care about none of that. I'm standing on this one right here, brother. I don't care about what the hell you say after that.
That God said, Jacob have I loved. But Jacob have I loved. Have I hated.
You see how he try to get out of this? Now look, watch this. You see how he goes to Esau, Esau, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. Right? But what did Jacob say? When Jacob seen his goddamn brother, Jacob loved him. He called him. He ain't seen him for like 20 years, Enqi. And when they bumped heads, he thought that Esau came to kill him because he admitted stealing his birthright, right? But Esau said, no, I'm coming with love. And he came and grabbed his brother. And guess what they did, Enqi? They both cried on each other's shoulders. And Jacob started trying to give him more gifts to compensate of stealing. And he said, no, I'm all right. You already gave so much. I don't need that. See? So I don't give a damn what so-and-so said about Esau have I hated and Jacob have I loved. His brother loved him. His brother loved him.
That was in the past.
No.
That was in the past. That was in the past.
So, and now to close it off, to dagger him even more, Jacob admitted stealing his birthright.
Jacob didn't admit stealing nothing.
Oh man, don't make me go to the damn scriptures about it.
Jacob did not admit,
man. Grand opening, in the words of Dr. Enqi, grand opening, grand closing.
God said he hates Esau with a hatred. Esau, you can say what you want to say. Jacob can feel how he want to feel. God hates Esau. Period. And Esau is going to be destroyed. Period. Now, if you love Esau, we can include you in that. You can get destroyed right along with him. Keep playing with the Most High.
If God hated Esau, why did he bless him?
Uh-oh.
When did God bless Esau? When?
Jacob.
No. When did God?
Let him explain it. Let him explain it.
Exactly, because to my understanding, Esau sold the blessing to Jacob because he was hungry for a meal, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So he blessed him. Esau. So if he hated him, why would he initially bless him?
No,
Let him finish, Apostle. Let him finish.
He would have maintained the blessing if he hadn't got it tricked out of it by the deceiver Yakub.
There you go. And Apostle,
Yakub, he was
and don't forget, Esau was the oldest one.
Esau was the oldest, and that's why God told his mother that the oldest is going to serve the youngest.
Okay. And so what that mean? Hold up, Enqi. Don't the oldest serve the youngest today? What does that mean? That's not a bad thing. I'm the older brother. I take care of the younger brother. What are you talking about?
That's how it goes. That's how it works in my house, for sure.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
Oh man, Apostle, I'm talking, man. The older sister takes care of the younger sister. What are you talking about? So that's not no curse. Oh man, yeah, that's why he did that, because the older brother is going to take. So what? That's the way it is. He's dagging it himself.
No, the older brother.
What does that? If you be quiet, you can hear my question. What does that mean? Because the Most High said the older is going to serve the younger. What does that mean to you, Apostle?
It means he's going to serve the younger.
What you mean? Break it down. Like how?
It means he's going to serve him. It means he's underneath you.
No, that's not what it means, man.
It does.
That's not what it means, man.
Usually the oldest son get the inheritance.
You see, you see how he changed the story? That's what I'm talking about. These Israelites always adding something to it, but the scripture says, lean not on your own understanding, Apostle. So if the scriptures tell you lean not on your own understanding, why you adding to it? You're not supposed to lean on your own understanding. And by the way, let me ask you this question. Do you love your, I ain't gonna say your mother, may she rest in peace. I would say your brothers and sisters. Do you hate them more than you love God?
If it comes down to godly love.
Because the scripture tells you to hate your family, to hate your mother, and love me. Love me. That's what the Bible tells you. So do you have hatred? Do you have hatred for your family members?
All right, Sa, I got to pull you off, my man.
All right, let me get off. Let me get off and pause.
Come on, Sa.
Put me in the back.
No, I ain't gonna put you in the back. I'm gonna back off you. I don't, I'm gonna fall back.
Hey, come on, Sa.
It's my time to talk. You gotta show where I changed the scripture. I didn't change shit. And you got to show it if you want to say it. Because I didn't change nothing. I read it just like it's read.
Yes, sir, my brother. You're right.
Jacob got the inheritance. Esau did not get it. Period.
Wow. He just stood there and lied on people. What?
I said
stood there and lied.
Inheritance. I'm not lying.
He made that up.
The Bible says Jacob got the inheritance.
No, but what they're saying, Apostle, is that Esau had the blessing initially,
right?
And then he voluntarily gave it to Jacob.
No, Dr. Enqi. The mother of them, Rebecca, and according to Apostle, Rebecca and Yahweh, God, they scammed them. They was working together because
that's right.
Apostle said that God and Rebecca had a conversation, and that God was the one that told Rebecca to do it.
Bro, you're going crazy. I'm not.
made that
Oh,
up.
sir. Apostle did not accuse God of scamming. That's when
Why
scamming went too crazy. Scamming just went
Hold
through
up.
the roof. Listen,
Dr. Enqi, why don't you ask Apostle, did God tell Rebecca to do it? Ask him. Okay.
love to my brother Apostle, and that's all I'm sending over there.
Yo,
We
Jay,
just had a whole long. Listen, we just had a long weekend of Ankh and Cedric using the word scamming over. Listen, we are not moving from Ankh and Cedric to saying that God is scamming. That is crazy right there.
No, Jay, ask Apostle, did God tell Rebecca to do it? Ask him.
Apostle, what verse in scripture is that where God tells Rebecca to
God cannot stand. Stop using
He
that.
ain't asked you that. That's not what he asked you, brother.
Anything God want to do is just and right.
Did God tell Rebecca to do it, Apostle?
Turn. Let me
put you on the big screen. Did God tell Rebecca to do it?
I'm gonna pull up the scripture.
No, I'm asking you a question, man.
I'm gonna pull up the scripture. You
Did
tell
God tell? I'm not going to show nothing until you answer the question.
Yeah, well, you ain't gonna show it.
Did God tell Rebecca to do it? Yes or no?
I'm not gonna answer nothing until I read it.
Because I taught you. That's why.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer nothing until I read it.
You see that, Dr. Enqi? You don't want to answer that, bro, because he realized how crazy that sounds.
I'm gonna let you answer it. All right? You and Enqi answer it. And see, I'm just gonna read it. That's all I'm gonna do.
All right. We're going past that. I'm gonna fall back, man.
No, I'm gonna read it.
Nah, you don't want to answer no questions no more. So.
People out there needs to know the truth.
Nah.
Science, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
Enqi, real quick. Congratulations on your victory. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Where's the screen, man?
My question.
You didn't want to answer the question.
My question to you, Enqi, was this. I know you know way more than me. But why didn't you use Wiseman? August Wiseman.
He didn't have
and his gene plasma theory, because I think that's kind of like where we at with it now, correct?
Well, that was a development, but Wiseman came after. So here's what I didn't want to do. Okay. Because Ankh was messing up by using modern science and modern evolution to try to buffer his Darwin. I didn't want to do the same thing because I didn't know if I was going to have to really double down and like play that card on him. And Wiseman and Mendel and all that was later. To be honest, modern evolution is more based on Wiseman and Mendel's discoveries than anything Darwin did. Darwin just had the idea, like he just observed that, okay, yeah, traits change over time, but that's not like deep or scientific. You know what I'm saying? You got to do the technical stuff. And Wiseman and Mendel and it's another person, they actually did the technical work to really figure out how genetic information moves. And the Wiseman barrier, like really the Wiseman barrier.
So does that talk about somatic cells? Can you talk about what actually somatic cells are? Because to my understanding, there are cells that are just any cells in any organism that are non-sexual or that cannot be passed down.
Pretty much your body cells. You can just simplify it like that and say your body cells. And Darwin was saying that all cells put genetic information into the blood, and then that information accumulates in the reproductive system.
That's incorrect. And that's incorrect.
All that's incorrect. But the beauty is Ankh did all that in the first round himself. He systematically went through all of Darwin's ideas that was debunked. And so I'm telling you, I was scratching my head.
To answer our brother Cedric, there is no scientific theory that is complete. None. I hope I'm right. There's none that's complete.
No, stop.
I would like to show y'all the pictures of 3i.
Get Cedric comment off the screen. Cedric, unfortunately, brother, you're not. This is not a crying. This is not a Justin Timberlake video here. There will be no crying on this show. there'll be no trying to
no
change.
crying, Cedric.
Yeah, there'll be no going back in time to try to.
Y'all lost. All of you.
Yeah, y'all got to take that down the
I
road.
want to show this to King J, this map. If you can just give me 5 seconds. I want to show it to King J. King J, you see the map?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. This map, oh man, where it go?
It's right there. It's still up.
Okay, I'm trying to pull it up. This map to make it bigger. These are the tribes of Israel. This is the Jordan. You got 2.5 tribes on this side of Jordan, and you got the rest on the other side of Jordan. Underneath, I want to make sure what this is right here. I think it's Moab. Underneath Moab, I wish it was bigger. Underneath Moab is where you got, right underneath Moab is where you got Esau. So they are nowhere near Esau.
So what's Moab? So what's Moab?
Moab is underneath the bottom. It's under Moabite. I mean, not Moab. This is Moab right here. Esau's under Moab. When I printed it up, the original got Esau.
We don't see Moab anywhere on that map, Apostle.
If you look at the bottom of the map, the word, I wish it could, that's Moab.
Use your pointer, Apostle, your mouse. Put it right on it.
I do. I got my mouse on it now.
You got to move it a little bit so we can find the mouse. I see it.
Yeah.
But move it across like
that says chopper.
No. It says Moab, man.
No,
where?
It does not say Moab. Let me see.
Why don't you blow it up, Apostle?
I'm trying to blow it up. I don't know how.
No, it says Joppa. It says Joppa.
Yeah, it don't say Moab, Apostle.
Well, it should say Moab. Maybe it got cut off.
I'm dead. Apostle is trolling.
On the
That's
original,
crazy.
let me say what I got to say. On the original map that I uploaded, it had it on there. When I uploaded on PowerPoint, it cut the bottom off. You can see it's cut off. And it clearly states underneath.
Apostle, you daggering yourself.
I'm not daggering myself, man. I'm not daggering myself. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm
Where's Moab at? Where's Moab, if you know what you're talking about?
It's underneath the cutoff of the map. Yeah. It's underneath. Moab and Esau, both are underneath. Man, let me get
underneath what?
The bottom line, where my curse is.
So Moab and Esau is underneath Joppa?
Yeah, it's underneath. It just got cut off.
I don't see it.
It got cut off when I uploaded the map.
Oh,
so you're saying that that's Phoenicia. That's where the Phoenicians are at. Where you're at.
This ain't got Phoenicia. This ain't got Phoenicia on it, man.
Sidon and Tyre.
Phoenicia is not a country. It's a word that means seaworthy. It represents.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we don't see Moab anywhere on there.
It's underneath. I'm trying to tell you, it's underneath. It got cut off when I uploaded the map. Everything underneath that line got cut off.
All right. So what's your point? What's your point?
My point was I was talking to you and to Suntan. Suntan said all the tribes went across the Jordan. I told him they did not. 2.5 tribes did not cross the Jordan. Reuben, I don't want to. I think Asher.
It says Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh.
And Manasseh
on your map.
Reuben, Gad, right? Those 3 did not cross over.
And it shows on the map that they're in the highlands, which is Amorite land, Moabite land, and Edom, huh?
But that's the Jordan River in between them.
So that's what you're talking about. You're talking about Edom.
Manasseh's on both sides of the river.
So you're talking about Edom, Apostle, not Esau, exactly.
Right.
Esau is Edom.
Right, but on the map, you wouldn't see Esau. You would see.
No, you would see Edom, because Edom is the country.
Right.
Esau's not a country.
Got you.
And Reuben, and on the map right here that you're showing, Reuben would be within the land of Edom.
No, Edom is underneath. It's not showing on the map. It's down below it. That's what I'm telling you. Edom and Moabite. Mo is down below it.
Mo is down below.
Moab. M-O-A-B. Moab is down
Apostle,
below.
what you need to do, brother, is you need to go to one of Jabari history classes. I think you should go there all this winter, and you'll be about.
Everything I'm saying is exactly
You
true.
need to go to Jabari's history class, brother.
Everything I'm saying is exactly true. If they want to
You'll
go
be powerful, man.
If they want to go on their own and pull up a map and look at it, they can do that. And
Yo, you're going in and out. Your mic cutting off. You should go to Jabari's history class, Apostle.
I might. So I'm walking away from my mic. It ain't cutting off.
Yes, it is. It's going in and out.
Is it still cutting off?
No, but you need to go to Jabari's history class, man.
For what? For what?
What you mean? To get some knowledge.
For what? Why I need to go?
The geography is a little
See, your
different.
mic is going in and out. It's going in and out.
Why do I need to go? I'm gonna turn
The geography is a little different, is what the folks are saying. The geography.
The geography ain't no different. This map, you can pull the map up and see it for yourself. Go to where I get the map from.
That map might be suspect.
Nah, matter of fact, they charging for this map, man. It ain't suspect.
Well, they trolling for sure.
Well, they control all they want. Like I said, all they got to do is go to the map of the tribes of Israel. Just say the tribes of Israel. Then it show you where they're at. Point blank.
All right. Well, Jay, I think that I think you brought up something good though, because the Weissman barrier is something that, you know what I'm saying? Like the Weissman barrier talks about genetic information, but the Weissman barrier also creates a barrier for Darwinites. It's like,
Exactly.
Philosophically, it creates a barrier for them where they can't cross because, and to be honest, Francis Galton, his experiment should have did it. Like it shouldn't be required to even get to Weissman because Francis Galton proved it didn't work. But
Galton did the mice, cut off the tails of the mice.
The rabbits. He switched the blood in the rabbits.
Oh.
Yeah, he did a rabbit experiment based on what Darwin was saying, and he transfused the blood because remember, the blood was supposed to carry the genetic information. Exactly. So when he transfused the blood, that was the end of that.
It showed that it's exactly.
Yeah, that was the end of that. And so what Ankh and them are having trouble understanding is a scientific theory has legs that it has to stand on in order to be complete. And so now that they have lost the debate, you can see like Cedric in the chat, they're arguing, show me a complete scientific theory. No scientific theory is complete. Well, if you come from the standpoint that no scientific theory is complete, then why would you jump in a debate and try to prove that one was? That's crazy. That's like a suicide bomber. Like you literally got into a debate to prove that Darwin had a complete theory, only to jump into the debate and realize you was in too deep. And now your excuse is, well, no theory is complete. So yeah. All right. Either way, you still losing. Like you still taking an L when you come back with that. So, you know, I just think like, and maybe stop. Go ahead and hit my share screen real quick. Let me see if I could show some of this stuff because I know like the first two rounds, a lot of stuff was like. A lot of stuff I was showing was people wasn't understanding it. So now here's a couple of things I was showing. I was talking about the histones and I was talking about DNA. And then I was talking, I was talking about because these are things that would be considered modern science. So when Ankh is saying two things, A, that our ancestors were not practicing modern science, and then B, if you're religious, you definitely can't practice modern science because somehow religious people, their brain doesn't process modern science or whatever. I don't know where they come from with that. So what I was doing was highlighting systematically, going one thing through another, showing that what we call today's modern science is not ahead of what they was doing back then. It's literally the same thing. So when we look at, this is an egg right here, amphibian and a reptile egg. And the main similarity that the amphibian and the reptile egg has to a human egg or fetus is the respiratory system. So you have this allantosis passage where the respiration, or like I was saying earlier in the Bible, the inspiration, what would be considered the spirit, is translated to the baby. So you have the reptiles and amphibians, and then you have the human mammal. So here on the walls, and these are in the birth walls and birth houses in the temples, you have the amphibians and the reptiles giving the breath of life to the new baby. So this is exactly the same as what we would talk about in terms of developmental homology for the respiratory system. This is literally like one for one. You know what I'm saying? Then I was showing in the tombs where they have the fertility goddess. The fertility goddess, right? They always have them in the tree. And if you don't know science, you know, it just looks like a mythological story. And so that's the problem with people that are, like I was saying earlier, Ankh vocabulary. He might not understand the difference between being superstitious and religious. So you can't really practice science if you're superstitious. But conflating the term superstition with religion is a problem because they don't mean the same thing. You can be religious and have a scientific way of approaching things. You could be religious and have a superstitious way of approaching things. You could be an atheist, not be religious at all, and still be superstitious. You know what I'm saying? Like there's football players that believe they got to wear green socks every game because the green socks lets them win, or all kinds of foolishness comes under superstition. So if you don't understand, and this is why I'm saying sometimes, this is why I was talking about like the comedic cosplay, because if you don't understand science, there's things that we will look back at Kemet and we won't understand what we're looking at, because here's how modern science determines whether a woman is pregnant or not. It's the same process. And not only is it the same thing, it's literally named ferning. It's literally named ferning. So people can look up ferning of chloride crystals and they will see this process. So even today, we have those same trees, which they were trying to allude to back in Kemet to let you know. And these things, just to add, you know, the emphasis, this is why I had to then detail that we gave the world the microscope, we gave the world the telescope, we gave the world a convex lens, because what the Egyptologists have been trying to do to take away the scientific prowess of Kemet is say that, well, they didn't have a microscope, they didn't have a convex lens, so there's no possible way that they could have known these other things. So this is the most important part of all modern science. Modern science owes all of its discoveries to this discovery right here of the convex lens. And not only am I showing the schematic and the blueprint, then I show what the lens looks like so that we don't allow any Egyptologist to pop up and tell us it's a loaf of bread.
I was just gonna say the bread. That's the tie, the bread loaf.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what they've been running with. They've been saying that this is a loaf of bread. This right here is a vase. They've been saying this is a vase.
That's
this is a vase. No, that's not a semen sample, because that's a vase. That's not even a penis right there. You don't know what you're looking at.
See that sperm, man.
And I'm like, wait a minute. So you telling me this is a vase, and you're going to tell me you're missing that this is attached to a whole big man right here? like this is clearly a man right here, the God men, and this is his phallus, this is his penis, giving a semen sample. And the problem with this is, it is statistically impossible to have correctly identified what a actual sperm cell looks like without a microscope. There is no way they could have accurately depicted what a sperm cell looks like without a microscope, because, and this is one of the most important and powerful parts of this, the sperm cell is the smallest cell in the human body. So they could have chose anything to make it. What'd you say?
What's the largest cell?
The largest cell is the human. It's inside the woman. The egg. The egg.
The largest cell is your body.
Your who?
Your body. Your body is the largest cell.
So
I get what you're saying, but just in the sense of like biology, they would say that the woman's egg is the largest cell and the man's sperm cell
is larger than the
smallest. I got you. But
hey, Enqi, real quick, 5 seconds. I got the map that shows where mode and which comments. Just 5 seconds. Let me show it to them, because I don't want the people to think I'm lying, man, or I'm capping.
No, don't change your screen, Enqi. That was interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna go back to it after we look at this
map.
There it
is, right there. Y'all see Mo and Edom is at the bottom. This is the Dead Sea. Now, if I go to one of the bigger maps, you can see the same thing. I don't know if it let me transfer.
So question real quick, Apostle, just I agree with your map, right? So if they never crossed over, did they go through Edom? How did they get there to where they're at? If they never crossed,
they came from the Levant. When you cross the Levant, you don't cross the Levant, go through the desert from the Euphrates to the desert.
They would, in order to get through there, they would have to came through Saudi Arabia, right?
Yeah,
they would have to come around Kemet and come around. Yeah,
Kemet is over here. Kemet is over here. They was at the Euphrates. Understand? So what they would have done, if the map was bigger, I can't get to one of these other maps.
But that's the bridge, Apostle. You go from Kemet and then you go into Saudi Arabia and then you go up into the peninsula.
No. Saudi Arabia is between. It's the middle.
That's what he's saying. That's what the brother's saying.
Yeah, no, but you don't go down. You go up.
Right. That's what he's saying.
No, he's saying you got to go down to go to.
No, he's saying, how did they get there? He's saying they came out of Africa and walked up.
I'm telling you, they walk around the fertile land, follow the river.
So they cross the Red Sea then.
And they come down. They don't go this way.
So they went through the water then, is what you're saying. They went through the water.
They followed the water. You got to drink.
Okay.
They followed the water. They followed through the river Euphrates. They followed on around. And then they came down from like where the Hittites are and where the Assyrians are, from up north. And they come down. Okay, the Mount Nebo. Mount Nebo is up here. Armenian is up here.
All right, you got it, Apostle.
Armenian is our cousins. That's Ram.
So look, from the map that you're showing right now, Apostle, it's showing that Reuben would be where Moab was exactly at, right? Moab, not Edom.
Moab share borders with Reuben, right? They share borders.
That's what I said. That was the whole point. That's exactly.
No, you said Edom.
It's actually both.
Because this part of Moab belongs to Israel.
And Gad would be in the land of Ammon.
No, Gad is up here. Gad is right above Moab.
It was Reuben, Gad, and your mouse is
and Manasseh. Yeah. Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. It was a whole tribe.
Reuben would be where Moab is at, and Gad would be where Manasseh, where Ammon is at.
No,
will you stop this madness, brother? What are you doing?
Stop doing that, man.
Get that off the screen, man.
Yeah, stop doing this. What I'm saying is this here. Manasseh is a half a tribe, because half of the tribe is on the other side of the river. So half of Manasseh, all of Reuben, all of Gad is on this side of the Jordan. They never crossed. They never crossed. Conquered part of Moab. That's why Ruth is there in Moab. She's called a Moabite. She's not.
Moabite.
She's an Israelite dwelling in Moab because Israel conquered part of Moab.
All right, Apostle. We got you. We got you. Stop, hit the share screen so we can wrap this up because you got your man's lawyer is in the chat. Your man lawyer's in the chat asking for a source. Now,
Cedric, y'all lost, man. Give it up.
Yeah, exactly. And
nobody don't want to hear from y'all no more.
And here's the other part. Cedric is in the wrong place because Cedric is asking for a source, and we are actually looking at the walls of Kemet. So unless you don't know where you at, here at House of Consciousness, sir, the walls of Kemet is called a primary source.
Exactly, yeah.
When you go to the walls, sir, that is a primary source right there.
At the bottom right there where it says penis or vase, does that say Ankh? Does it say Ankh underneath, like the red arrow?
No,
I see the egg.
No,
it doesn't say Ankh.
No, it don't say Ankh. But a Hes vase is did I put that up here? Let me see if I put that in here. No, I didn't put that in here. It's in my book. I go deeper into it in my book. I didn't put it up. I didn't put it in the slide though. But here's the thing for the convex lenses. See, our ancestors were swift. They not only put the blueprint for how to use the convex lens on the wall, but they actually hid convex lenses in statues so that later on, not only will we have the walls, but the convex lenses still exist and they still in museums. So not only did I show this during the debate, but I also gave an article so that people would know where to look. But like I said, I knew it was a lot of information happening real fast and people was looking for one thing. And if they don't see what they're looking for, they don't fully focus and pay attention. So not only did I show the wall primary source, I show what convex lenses are so that people can see how they look as compared to the bread loaf. I show the wall properly annotated. That's when you separate each component and break down what it means here. So you have the eye right here, which will represent the aperture. Then you have the convex lens. Then you have right here, this line coming out of the head of the penis. This would be the semen sample. And this right here would be the tray that the sample goes on. This sperm cell right here would be the result of the actual semen sample, which is the reason why under the tray, you see these lines. These lines represent multiple or multiplicity. So what they're saying is that when you look at a semen sample under a convex lens, you see a multiplicity of these cells moving around and swimming. So this right here was grand opening, grand closing, because there would be no possible way on God's green earth for them to have accurately drawn what semen looks like without a microscope, but because it is humanly impossible to see sperm cells with your eye. It's humanly impossible. So them showing that was a grand opening, grand closing. And not only was it grand opening, grand closing, but it also shows that they were able to see all the other cells in the human body. Because if you're able to get down to be able to see the smallest, that means you're able to see all the other ones. So, like I said, the convex lenses still exist. The convex lenses are in the museums. And that's what this article shows. The article not only talks about the convex lens from crystal, but it also says it gives people a museum so that people can go look up where these convex lenses still are inside the museum. So, and without a microscope and without a telescope, biology wouldn't be possible. Astronomy wouldn't be possible. Even when you get into more complex forms of what we would consider modern science, like radar technology and using mega antennas, and all of those things have to be amplified. So even when we're not using the convex lens in a way to magnify an image, we may be using the convex lens or the understanding of a convex lens to amplify waves or sounds to project them further out into the universe or into a smaller structure, which is how they were able to use microscopes and then later on create electron microscopy and things like that, which are advances on the original microscope. So there's no such thing as modern biology in any shape, form, or fashion without these discoveries right here. And these are the things that we're supposed to teach our children, you know, so that they get interested in STEMs. This is how you get your children interested in STEMs, is by letting them know that it's in their blood. Your ancestors created this. There's no such thing as STEMs without these discoveries. You know what I'm saying? Like this is STEMs right here. This is STEMs. So that's what I was really like breaking down throughout the first round. So you got the microscope, and then you have the things that they were able to leave based on them seeing, you know, based on them seeing and using the technology. They was able to then, you know, use their ability, you know, their way of storytelling to encode the science and leave it for future generations. But if you don't know the science part, the stories are empty. If you don't know the science part, it's just empty mythology. If you don't know that these are a group of amphibians and reptiles, then you don't get that this is the origin of developmental homology, which is something that Ankh showed in his presentation. I was laughing hard when he showed that in his presentation as an example of modern science. I'm like, wait a minute. You confused that your name is Ankh, and look what all of the amphibians and reptiles is holding. They literally holding Ankhs in their hand, and he got the nerve to call himself Ankh, and he don't know nothing about this. That's why I'm saying this was all just like crazy. People don't really understand how big the L was. So again, going from the amphibians and reptiles to the mammals, showing the transition of that respiratory system, the breath of life, literally the breath of life from the amphibians and reptiles to the mammals, and then showing that on the wall where we have over here the representative of the amphibians and reptiles, giving that breath of life to the fully formed baby. That right there is like just on a whole nother level. But again, right there, we had to believe these folks when they told us our ancestors couldn't have really knew no real science, because they told us we didn't have no tools. Like when I was debating Reggie said, oh, they didn't have no tools. They only had tweezers. So this is why back. Go ahead.
Enqi, this would be in line with Wiseman's right now in regards to the sperm and talking about the sperm and the egg, and that's where the information is actually stored.
Absolutely, that's an absolute fact, and that's why I even went even further, right, to show how you can have a story, and that story can encode actual science. Because when you go back to Kemet, they have a story about 4 sets of twins, which is called the Kamenu or the Ogdo. The 4 sets of twins called the Kamenu and the Ogdo represent the primordial waters, because some people separate like the Ogdo and the Enid, right? Because the Enid is documented a little bit earlier. So they'll separate the Ogdo and the Enid, which is for the Kemetic, you know, perfectionists, it's the Iunu and the Kamenu, you know what I'm saying? But for the majority of people, they're more familiar with Enid and Ogdo. But the connecting like piece
and Lunet and Nun.
Exactly. And the connecting piece is that when you deal with the Enid story, Atum comes from Noon. So Noon becomes the connecting piece, because you got to remember Noon has a twin. Noon has a twin, and Noon is a part of the Ogdo, right? So you have this Ogdo where you have 4 sets of twins, and then you have Kepra emerging from this 4 sets of twins. So you have 4 sets of twins, and then you have one emerging property, which is the precursor to our science of understanding the property of emergence. And then, come on now. And then you go from the 4 sets of twins with the one emerging, which gives you 9, right? To now you have Kepra becoming Atum, and then Atum going on to create 4 sets of twins.
All right, doctor.
Hold, wait a minute. So now you have a motif. You can't cut in the middle of this. As soon as I finish. So now you have a motif where you have 4 sets of twins, and you have one creator with the 4 sets of twins. And then you go to Atum, which is another creator, and he creates 4 sets of twins. Now, from his 4 sets of twins, one of them creates Wusia, Asar, Osiris, who then is supposed to be the progenitor of life on earth, which is why the early kings were, Horus kings, etc., right? Or Sarah, sons of Ra, right? But there you go. But here's the thing. Our biology is driven by that motif. So for people who want to think it's an empty story, here's the science behind the myth. Inside your body right now, all of your DNA is contained by 4 sets of twin histones with an H1 histone that creates the 4 sets. So literally in your cells right now, you have a creator. It's called the H1 histone that creates 4 sets of twin histones. And those histones is what keeps your DNA wound up tight. So you have a creator and 4 sets of twins literally governing and controlling your DNA right now. And to take that a step further, which makes it even crazier, is that the 2 royal legs was how they depicted addition and subtraction. 2 royal legs. And so it's crazy when you find out that 2 royal legs equals 2 meters. And inside each one of your cells right now, you have exactly 2 meters of DNA. Like to the number, you got 2 meters of DNA standard. So I'm just saying that there's a lot of things that we could pick from what they left us, but we have to make that connection that they had microscopes and various tools to be able to find out some of these things.
What do you think about the Jed pillar and it's looking like the DNA strand?
Well, I would say the Jed pillar is classically associated with the spine.
Spine.
The spine. And so and so I mean, again, the thing with Kemet is that they understood the netures to be the natural forces of the universe. So they're anthropomorphizing these different forces. So as far as they were concerned, those forces was what gave you life. It's not like a man is, magically doing some magic or whatever the case. These are the forces that, and here's where I get into, like in some of these Black's anatomy books, we have timelines because timelines help sort out the confusion. Meaning, in America, the very first medical school was opened in 1765, right? So because the first medical school was opened in 1765, there were certain problems that are built into the system. Medical school was invented before we knew what a water molecule was. It wasn't to the early 1800s that we knew what a water molecule was. So now when you think to yourself that the body is made out of water, you have to ask yourself, how did they open up a medical school and didn't even know what the human body was made out of because they didn't know what a water molecule was, right? We don't learn what nutrition is. We don't learn about what vitamins and nutrients are until 1910 when they discovered the first vitamin. We don't learn what an electron transport chain is fully until 1961. So we get medical schools in 1765, but we don't learn what the electron transport chain does until 1961. So we don't even have an association to understand the electrical properties of the body until 1961, almost 200 years after we have a medical school. So there are inherent flaws built into the system because science is taking us in a different direction than what medical school was founded on, which was Newtonian physics. Newtonian physics are considered the foundation of science only because chronologically they came first. But when you get into the specifics of science, physics is based on like matter, is based on physical objects, and physical objects are made from atoms. Modern science is the precursor to that because we have quantum mechanics, and quantum mechanics talks about the things that make up atoms when you get into photons, electrons, and protons. And now we're realizing that biology is more based on electrons, protons, and photons than than anything we thought about 200 years ago. Like it's just crazy that people would try to mask outdated ideas under the term of modern science, because there's nothing modern about Darwin or anything that he was saying, and it takes away from what our ancestors left us, because again, they was ahead of modern science in this field. This is the reason why Osiris, Asar, Wusia was called the perfect black, but he was always painted green because of the relationship between melanin and chlorophyll. And the relationship of melanin and chlorophyll is that chlorophyll does photosynthesis. It creates carbohydrates for us. Then when it gives us the carbohydrates, our pigments in turn separate those carbohydrates down into the subatomic particles that regulate the system, electrons and protons in the mitochondria, to recycle ATP. So even when I showed the video of Ankh and Cedric not understanding what the mitochondria does, it was in line with the greater story, because it's our relationship to the environment. It's not that.
Come on, Dr. Enqi. We got people here, man. Want to get in, bro.
All right.
Please, Kina Ra is in the building. Let's go. Kina.
Thank you so much. Peace to everybody on the panel.
Peace.
My question was for, because I had got a phone call. It was for Apostle. My question was because I think I heard Apostle say Reuben never made it to the what. That's where I was at. Where he said Reuben didn't make, because Reuben lived to 230 some odd years. Is that not right?
I don't know how old or how long. Hold on for a second. I'll get with you. Put me on mute, Sa.
All right, Sa, you want to go to Mose or Amin-Ra real quick before Apostle could get back to Sakina?
Well, where I want to get into is because Reuben lived for 239 years. He lived from 1787 to 226. That's recorded in Genesis. The scripture is 11 and 20. He was also renamed by Moses, and his name was given to him, and it was renamed from Reuben to Josiah, right? And so with that name given to him, calling him Josiah, and this is where when he said that Josiah, that name Izza was Josiah, as in Reuben's son. That name again, because then we want to go into Dan being this son we know was Meredith's son, right? Meredith's son, right? And then we could go into Izza or Eunice, we know as Winnie, right? Because we know that these people fought the Acadians, right? Abraham now. They fought the Acadians coming out of that mountain that you and King Jay was talking about, right? And all of these people, as sa.neter said, were descendants of Canaanites. This is why Abraham was sent to these people to go to that land, the land of Canaan. Those were the descendants of Abraham. So all of the ites were descendants of Canaanites, right? The Hittites, the Moabites, the Alaites, because I was a Nazarite. So these are all ites related to that ite.
Yeah.
What ite? The Canaanite. And so
Right.
that's why this is where we at. And so I just want to build with that, if you don't mind.
You can build. I don't know what you're talking about, but you can build.
Sir, but this is why we want to build off of that, right? Because it's in your Bible as well.
No, it's not in my Bible.
No, I heard you, sister. You said when he was on this, I understand the switch. They switched, the W's around. So
Yeah.
when you mentioned you said Reuben's name was changed to Josiah.
That's
So
Joshua.
would that be pronounced with a Y instead as like Josiah, Yahshua?
Well, listen, in the Bible, there's various scriptures, and
Joshua's name.
Let me land. It says Joshua. It's spelled the same, but if you read the scriptures, they will tell you differently. One says it's the angel of the Lord. It describes it definitively, right? And it also tells you, if I show you my face, you will surely die. And then one will also show you is Yahshua as in a man, right? And so this is where you get the overplay for the underlay.
Exactly.
And there you go. So when you
find it, you talk to King James.
Find it in the Hebrew, when you find it in the ancient Egypt books, you will find it as in Eunice or Eunice or as in Winnis, right? You also may even find it as in YGJ. Okay. And so this is why you have a problem trying to, because again, when you start lying, you got to keep going back and defining.
Are you talking to me?
Wrong, trying to uncover a truth.
Are you talking to me?
They have followed this apocrypha and this and that and the other. And then, then why are we hiding truth from ourselves if we're trying to edify our people?
Excuse me, are you calling me a liar?
I didn't call you anything, sir. I wasn't even talking to you, nor was I talking about you. I said I want to build with you.
Well, I don't know nothing about what you're talking about. What I said about Reuben, I said he didn't go across the Jordan. I never said how old he was, how long he lived, or nothing like that. I'm saying the Reubenites did not cross the Jordan.
The Reubenites' names were changed, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Say what?
The Reubenites' names were changed to
I don't know nothing about that. I don't read that in the Bible. I read Joshua's name was changed.
It was okay. I'm done.
Yeah, Joshua's name was changed from O'Shea to Yahoshua.
Hey, Sal, look, it looked like Amon Ra McCarthy trying to get in.
He can get in. I'm done.
Yeah. So I don't know nothing about what you're talking about.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What's going on, family? What's going on, Enqi, Apostle, Elder, sa.neter, Sister Sakina, everybody on the panel? I just want to make a quick point, and I want to hear Enqi go deeper than I can go on the subject. But I want everybody to understand and stop acting like our ancestors didn't know the magical connections in the human body. Like he was talking about the QRS complex, the association between the SA node and the AV node and the bundle of his, and going down into those Purkinje fibers, giving that electrical impulse to the heart, knowing how electrolytes, potassium and sodium are very vital into your contraction and conductivity of the heart. Those things were known by our people, just like the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems and our fight or flight systems. Those things were already touched on in our history. And I don't have a specific time frame, but I want to see if Brother Enqi has any information on those things in our antiquity.
Man, listen, you just went in. So here, Sal, let me go back to the let me hit back the share screen. So I'll hit the share screen real quick so we can review some of these things. Because that right there is a whole long I don't even know if people understand. Wait a minute, before I start sharing my screen, just for the record, I'm in Rob McCarthy. Can you let people know because you verified the QRST complex, and I just want the people to know your qualifications for being able to speak on the QRST complex before I go in.
All right. I'm a respiratory therapist. I also teach cardiopulmonary anatomy and the functions of the heart and lungs because they play such a vital role with each other. You can't have one without the other. And so I teach EKGs. I teach ACLS, which is advanced cardio life support. I certify people in those things. So I know the medications, the contractility, all of the blood flow through the heart, all those things I'm an expert at. But I don't know the deeper history is what I wanted to know from Brother Enqi.
All right. I don't want to talk about that. Dr. Enqi, you already know I don't want to talk about that. Let's move forward on the next question, please.
Oh, shucks. All right. So that's what I'll say.
77. What's up, man?
All right. Wait. Let me just say this. My platform is called Dr.Enqi Jed School. So y'all should all jump over there and subscribe to Jed School. And we be going in on this, like, you know, we be going in over there. So everybody go subscribe to Jed School and we could get it in over there.
Yeah, see, the white man will let us talk about God and all that all day because he know that's play stuff. But when we start getting into the medical field, it's different. So Moses 77, you on the call, brother?
Hey, peace, fam. Peace to the gods. Peace to the gods.
See, watch what Moses getting ready to do. See, the white man don't care about this.
What about they care about us resurrecting. That's the reason why they always keep trying to shut us down on these social media platforms.
Yo, you know what? I see you, Moses 77, as the future apostle. You are the future apostle. When apostle is long gone, when he's gone, and he realized that there is no afterlife.
Look, they don't allow you to talk about me like that, man.
It's gonna be too late.
I'll get you.
Okay, Sa.
AI will get you for talking like that.
You do know that modern science agrees that there is an afterlife, right?
I don't care.
All right.
Not for Sa.
You do agree that AI only reads what they can find in the comment sections and stuff like that, right? From other bloggers and stuff like that, right?
You the one that
you do know that, right?
I mean, I'm just saying that's a law of thermodynamics, that energy can never be created or destroyed, only transformed.
Yeah, I'm scared to death. I'm scared to death of pale-faced Ebony Knowledge.
You don't have to be scared, brother.
No, I'm talking to Ebony Knowledge says Saul's scared of the pale-face. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna support me when our channel go down, Ebony Knowledge. I haven't received one donation from you since y'all been letting you come on live all the time. And I'm not worried about that. You're all good. You're all good. Just don't tell me I'm scared. I'm scared. All right. So go ahead, Moses.
All right, so sa.neter, man, I don't understand where you be coming from with the stuff that you be saying, bro. How can you put me in the same category as apostle, bro? You must not really understand what the word Moses means according to.
What does it mean? Break it down, brother. Break it down for me.
Okay, so I don't have that source right now because I don't have the book with me, but I will tell you, and I'm gonna show y'all a little bit later. Remember, Moses that y'all be talking about, that isn't.
It means to draw from the water. That's all. To be drawn from the water.
Yeah, he shut you down right away.
Yeah, but ask him what does the English word water mean according to them people.
No, you break it down. We don't want to ask nothing. It's your turn to talk.
Water is something you can't live without.
Chill.
I mean, he be talking. I don't never jump in when this dude be talking, man.
Right, you never do that.
Why he answering my questions, man?
Well, that's how Apostle is, man. We all should know Apostle by now, man.
And then you
just like you, Si. I learned from the best.
Oldest him, man. That's, I mean, it's almost like kind of disrespectful to put
Yeah,
me
chill out, Otis.
that. At any rate, fam, there's two types of water. There's the water here on earth, and then there's the water that is above. Moses applies to those in Africa that are said to have been drawn from the water above. They are referred to as children of the sun because of the melanin content that they had. Dr.Enqi, I'm gonna talk to that a little bit later. But listen, one of the definitely have to have in African territory is you got to have melanin. You cannot be a melanin recessive person during a time when they did not have sunscreen. You're not going to be living in an area like that as a melanin recessive person. You're going to migrate to a territory where the sun is not beating your melanin recessive skin into cancers and melanomas and sunburns and things of that nature. But at any rate, Moses, yes, it means to draw out of water, but it refers to the water above.
I got to cut in for a minute, brother, because
that's crazy, man.
Because this is hold on, Apostle. This is pseudo stuff. What you're doing, because the water from above and the water on earth is nothing but recycled water, brother. It's all the same. Yes, it is.
No,
it's recycled water. You wouldn't have no water on the earth if it wasn't for the water above and the snow. So it's all recycled water, my brother.
All right, so you
just go and study that, man.
Look, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. So let me throw panspermia back in here, because that's really what I wanted to talk to Enqi about. This is the reason why Moses is referring to people that were drawn out of the water, those that were created from above.
Is it the waters of none?
The universe is the what, just like it shows you heaven. The definition for heaven is ether.
You ever heard of the waters of none?
No, man. The ether, bro.
I thought you was a historian, man. You never heard of the waters of none? Going back into ancient Egypt?
Yeah, I've heard of that, but that's from a white man's perspective.
No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not, brother.
Hey, can y'all at least let me finish?
Hold on. That's going all the way back into ancient Kemet. What are you talking about?
And the people don't understand the waters of none. That's
not true. Thank you, Amir McCarthy. As always, man, thank you for the support and love, brother. Go ahead, Mo. I'm going to let you get it. Go ahead.
Golly, sa.neter, there are many people outside of the conscious community that don't understand what it is that you're talking about. When I come out here, I'm trying to break it down as simple as possible so that those people outside of the conscious community will understand how our ancestors were thinking and what their understanding was. So
I got it now. Go ahead. Go in. I got you.
This is the reason why I have to bring out the English word heaven. It refers to the ether. And who comes out of heaven? God comes out of heaven. Okay, so that's what Moses means. Moses means those people that were drawn from the ether above and placed here on the earth below. NASA even shows you before they go into outer space, they go into the water below and they do their training and their exercises in the water below, because the environment in the water here below is the same as the environment above. So that is what it means. That is what Moses means. We're not only just drawn out of the water above, we went through an evolutionary process in the waters here below before we became land beings. And that is where panspermia comes in. Panspermia shows you that life is coming from the universe onto the planet. And
you said before we were land beings?
Before we were land beings,
what kind of beings were we before the land beings?
Developed in the waters, because the environment in the waters there below were the same as the environment that we came from. But
so you believe in evolution?
Yeah, I bet, man.
Okay. You believe we come from the fish then?
That's what listen, man.
Oh man, you going in, Moses, bring it out.
That's what
I would say we come from the monkeys. You say we come from the fish. Let's go, bring it out.
And before the fish, we come from the microbes. When I come on here and I'm always arguing with these Hebrew Israelites about what God is, I'm always telling them God is not the invisible man. And when I tell y'all that the black woman is God, I'm not talking from the standpoint that Seti and Pharaoh and other people are talking about. The black woman is God because she evolved from panspermia. Panspermia is microbes from the universe. And then from that environment in the water above, drawn out of the water from above. These Moseses that came down to the earth below and developed in the water below.
Is she also the devil if she's God?
No.
If you accept one, you got to accept both.
Oh, your understanding of the devil.
So who is the devil?
Melanin recessive people are the devil. And
come on, Moses, man.
Definition means
Moses, you got to stop this stuff, brother.
No, you got to stop it, bro. I'm gonna say this for the
Come to my class, Moses.
No, you need to come to my class. I'm gonna tell you this.
Don't ever associate me with that guy again.
Hey, listen, sa.neter, I'm gonna say this for the last time to you, bro. As much as I donate to this channel, you really need to take some of that money and go get yourself a Strong's exhaustive concordance.
You know what, Moses? I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that, brother.
So that you can, because when I'm talking,
the next donation you hit me with, I will put that to the side and get me a Strong's, and I'm gonna show you.
Man, so I'm gonna have to get all right, I'm gonna send another one. Yeah, you better have the weekend. In fact, sa.neter, go ahead and share my screen so we can go ahead and get into hit the one that say God. Hit that one that say God first. Because this is all about people. Oh, okay. So now you start with Jesus. I put this on there because I wanted to show the difference between Jesus and Joshua. Because these people think that Jesus and Joshua is the same thing, and it's not. You see what it say there? 24:24. Life and living. What Jesus means. This is the word this is the same as the Ankh cross. This is an English word for the Ankh. You see what it means according to the language of the people in that Kemetic territory, in that Canaanite territory? It says life and living. That's what the Ankh means. That's what Jesus means. Jesus is not even a person. The word represents everybody in that kingdom that was under the Ankh cross or under the banner of the Ankh cross. That's what Enqi showed you when he showed you all of the images with the people holding the Ankh. That's okay. Like us holding the American flag over here, bro. That's what it means. Life and living. Now go to Joshua. Go to the word Joshua.
Brother Moses, real quick. You mentioned panspermia, right?
Hold on a second.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
Go show Joshua now, sa.neter. Just real quick. What I'm doing real quick is I'm trying to show y'all why there's a difference in my understanding.
Before I do that, remember you said I want to show y'all the difference in my understanding.
Right.
I want you to read this.
Oh, Lord. No, that's y'all. Y'all the ones that's doing.
Can you read that for me?
Yeah, trust in the Lord with all my heart and lean out to. That's what y'all doing. I'm actually the one trusting in the Lord. The Lord comes from over there. Y'all don't even know what Lord means. Lord comes from over there in the East African territory. That's why my understanding is different from y'all's. I'm studying it according to the people over.
All right, which one you want me to go to?
Y'all study it according to what the white man told y'all.
Which one you want me to go to?
Go to the word Joshua, the one that you see, the definition for the English. So Joshua is an English word, but the reference for it, 3091, this is how you pronounce it according to the people in the ancient land of Canaan, Yehoshua. And you see their writing, they say it's Hebrew, but that's not Hebrew, bro. That's Phoenician. That's Phoenician writing. And that
brother sister brought that point up earlier.
And why?
And
look at the definition for it. Why are they worshiping Jesus and they not worshiping Joshua? Or why are they worshiping Isus instead of Yehoshua? Look at the definition. Jehovah saved. The word salvation is attached to this English word Joshua. So why are all these Christians saying it's the name of Jesus? If it wasn't for the name of Jesus.
And then made the same point.
Salvation, bro. The word Jesus has to do with life and living, like the Ankh cross.
Well, let me give this to you. Moses, and see what you do with it. When you look at Yahoshua, right? The center of that word is shu. The center of that word is shu. Shu is the God of breath. So again, we have a reference back to the primary thing that I think that we overlook in the Bible, which is inspiration, respiration, because if we go to Genesis 2:7, God is breathing the breath of life. When we go back to the wall, I showed the primary reference where you have Canaan with man, the baby on the potter's wheel, and the amphibians transferring the breath of life. It's the Ankh that they're transferring that breath of life with.
You cut that word off. It's shua.
No, I got you. But the root is shu,
right.
Which is the god of the breath.
Yeah.
And then also you have that same motif in the Bible. And it's the most important thing when we're talking about spirit. It's the most important, one of the most important concepts in the Bible. And I think that we forget that spirit is about inspiration, which goes back again to the beauty of what we would consider God and man's relationship is that relationship of the spirit. But that relationship with the spirit is based on inspiration. It's based on the breath.
Damn, man, you really been studying Kemet. I'm proud of you, bro.
Come on.
I'm very proud of you, man, for real.
Well, Sa, listen, the thing is, you can't do naturopathy without studying Kemet, because Kemet is the foundation of naturopathy, herbology,
medicine. Yeah, please, because I want to share my screen.
You tell that to Apostle, you're going to get a big fight. Let me finish with Moses. Moses, go ahead.
All right, so Enqi, man, the reason why I wanted to build with you, man, because I feel like y'all have exhausted that whole pangenesis conversation, and so now I would like for us to like move on to the panspermia conversation, because I've been coming on here for years talking about the black woman is God, and nobody was believing me. And then when I was explaining to them the scientific part of it, you got people like my man D's that want to pick on me and say that, you know, people think that we came from mermaids, but he don't understand where I'm coming from with that. So the black woman, I'm saying that black women, through an evolutionary process that began with panspermia as microbes from the universe, going through their evolutionary process in the water, they had to, okay, let's talk about Namo real quick. You do know about the Dogon tribe and the Namo, right, Enqi?
Moses, real quick. Which type of panspermia do you believe in? Do you believe in natural?
Hold on, Jay, because I'm going to ask him the same thing, because I disagree with the panspermia concept, but I think Moses got his own different, you know, like I think he got a different thing that
he do, and he don't understand it himself.
That's why I wanted to clarify.
All right, listen, I don't understand why y'all say I don't understand it. So y'all think that all of those microbes that came down via panspermia, y'all think that they were all programmed to be the same species? You don't think that every one of those microbes represents a particular species on this planet, from insects to amphibians to lizards to mammals? You don't think that there was like a different? You don't think there was?
So you believe that they came here through a comet or asteroid? Is that your premise?
That the microbes arrived on an asteroid, and that asteroid is the same asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs and began Earth, not Earth crust displacement, but the end of Pangea, basically.
So you don't believe in directed panspermia, where directed panspermia it refers to extraterrestrials, right? Where intelligent design basically guided the panspermia.
Wait. Hold up. Let me jump in here. That's not intelligent design. That's actually Richard Dawkins came with panspermia. Richard Dawkins threw that out there. Richard Dawkins, for the people that don't know, is like the foremost Darwin evolution guy against intelligent design. But he threw that out there. And what debunked him was the fact that if you say that life came on a comet from another planet, you just basically start the same conversation up for a different planet, because now we got to know, we still have the same questions, like how did life form on that planet in order to be sent to this planet? And if the comet hit and the dinosaurs were already here, then that means that life on this planet had already began without the comet. So it's just some context that I won't jump out there and say pseudo, because I think he's trying to describe something different.
Okay, all right. Let me share my screen so I can settle this shoe thing, man.
That's what I like about being on this side. That's what I like about being
Let me share my screen.
Before you share your screen, let me get Sakina Ross. You got a finger up?
Okay.
You know you're going to go long, Apostle.
I'm not going to go long.
Okay, thank you, Brother Sa. So my question or thing into panspermia, because I did hear of panspermia, but what that was when I was growing up was, as far as it was going into the monkey coming out of the water as an amphibian, right? And that was connected to like again the
evolution. You are correct.
Evolution, right? And so that was the amphibian or a toad, like the toad pod, just like the baby embryo, and then walking into the monkey, and then turning into that evolution thing.
You are.
I see where Moses is going with that, but again, with the Big Bang Theory, and that was two different stories. So I kind of understand where he went with that, but then I got lost. So I did get that.
No, wait, let me stop you right there. Sis. I don't think you got lost. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Moses is doing something different, and he's just saying panspermia, but he's not exactly talking about panspermia, because panspermia is like a theory that we could all look up and see, okay, boom, 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 boom. Moses is kind of, he got a different, he's got a Moses theory. Let's just say Moses got a Moses theory.
Okay,
now, wait, let me throw this little piece in, and then I'm gonna be done. Now, when
talk about
the mother Newt or the mother Nun, I'm sorry, when you asked about Shu, and then when you got to Nun, that was the mother of Josiah, right? Right, the mother of Josiah would have been Nun, and that says that in the Bible, or what y'all talking about. But then when y'all say y'all don't believe in deities, but y'all believed in more than one God, but then you turn around and say you didn't. But when Nun pops up, right? Because that's where she was, because Nun comes from Kemet, and Nun was the mother of Josiah, or Joshua, or however you pronounce it, which was that same angel of the Lord, right? And then here we are. So that's why you got Shu, and then Tefnut, as in the wind. And so that answers that for you, Moses, when you want to be drawn out of water. Shu was that moisture, right? And then you have Tefnut as in the moisture, and Shu as in the wind. And that was in the wind. And I'm done.
Okay. All right.
Why is this the sign? Let me share my screen, man.
Why is what I'm saying?
You can come back to Moses.
Why is what I'm saying different from what?
Let me share my screen. I just want to share it for a minute, and I'm gonna be done.
God, man.
Well, Moses, what you said was
but
that life came
Moab,
from
the 30 days.
Oh my God!
And the days of weeping and mourning for Moses, it says, and Joshua the son of Nun. That's what the Bible says. And Joshua the son of Nun. Now, this here is from the
hold on, no. It says Yeshua ben Nun. So let's this is where it says Yeshua. It says Yeshua. Let's be clear.
It don't say Yeshua.
Yes, it does.
I'm trying to show you now.
Hold on, brother.
I'm showing you now. Be quiet. The Strong's number 7769. This is Hebrew. Translation of Shua. The Hebrew noun meaning to cry for help. That's what Shua means. So when you see Shua on the end of a word, if you put Yah in front, Yahshua, you're saying God cries for help. God ain't crying for help. Whenever you say Shua, you're saying cry for help. If you put Yah in front of it, Yahshua, you're saying God cries for help.
Right. Joshua was English.
God don't cry for help. God don't cry for help.
Oh my God.
So you can't say that.
The Bible
is wrong.
But in the Hebrew is what the brother's trying to say. That's what it says in the Hebrew.
That's not Hebrew, man. That's a Greek.
Just says Hebrew.
No, it's not.
No, that's not Hebrew right there, brother. That's English.
That's a Greek dictionary.
You don't see it? Hebrew
don't comprehend that point.
You don't see that?
That's a Greek dictionary.
This is the Strong's.
That's not. Yeah, Strong's got a Hebrew and Greek.
But wait, that's giving you a phonetic. Wait, that's giving. But we talking about the phonetic, not the definition. We talking about the sound of the word, the letters.
The sounds of the word.
But that's not what you read right there.
listen, it says Strong's number 7769.
All right, so look, just pull up the word. Let's just see the Hebrew word. No. Just show us the Hebrew word. Like, just show us Joshua in Hebrew.
I'm saying if you got a shua on the end, if it's a shua, if it's an index that says shua, not a prefix, but an index that says shua, the meaning is to cry for help or riches.
Enqi, obviously, he didn't understand your point.
So this is Hebrew.
He didn't comprehend the point that was made.
Now, you know why? Because y'all, in spite of what is showing, you're trying to make something else.
Oh, you turning it.
You're trying to make something else.
Enqi was talking about.
Enqi was talking about.
He says we're focused on the word.
This is not Egyptian. Egyptian is not in the Strong's.
All right, so hit the share screen real quick, Si. Hit the other share screen real quick.
And it goes on to say prime meaning is to cry for help, signifying a call of aid.
No, but this is what we're talking about right here. We're talking about the spelling of the word.
Right.
And that's exactly what I said.
If it got F-H-U-A at the end of it.
Okay, now, hey, but look at what y'all looking at, man. Look at the.
So I don't care if you got Yahoo or Yahoo. First of all, there ain't no O in Hebrew.
sa.neter, share my dictionary.
It ain't no Yahoo.
What we're talking about is the Yah or the Yay in the beginning of the word. It's clearly here in the Hebrew.
That's great.
I'm saying if you put Yah in front of Shua, like Yahshua, you're saying Yah cries for help.
Right, but listen, Apostle, we're not debating that part. If that's what you say it means, that's what it means. But we're also trying to say is that we are not the ones who put this word together. The authors of the Bible who put this like this. This is not us. This is just what it is.
Right.
Let me go back to the point that
talk about the Bible.
We're trying to talk about the word shoe. We're trying to talk about the root word now. You taking it somewhere else, Apostle.
I'm taking it to your. You said y'all.
No, you I showed everybody Jesus is actually the Ankh, bro.
Wait, Amir. Mute your thing.
I got an echo.
Yeah, Amir got the echo. He driving.
But Apostle, real quick.
I'll give you that. Y'all can't see you saying Hebrew. I'm not gonna deal with you no more. This is the Strong's dictionary.
That is not.
Y'all can make it sound like whatever you want.
That's some BS that you showed.
You always talking about the Strong's.
You share Joshua.
You just don't know Hebrew. Don't know the Hebrew.
That writing that you have did not come out of the Canaanite territory. That's that white people stuff. That's that
no white people stuff. What are you talking about?
As soon as sa.neter show the doggone screen, as soon as he share my screen, I'm gonna shut you up because everybody noticed that there's a difference between the writing that you're showing and the writing that I'm showing for this English word Joshua. And the word that you're showing, Apostle. Look at the writing and look at the reference number is 3091 in Strong's. It's a total different reference number. Why is that?
Because you're dealing with Yahusha.
No,
I'm only dealing with
no.
I'm only dealing with the end of the word.
No, the reason
you are dealing with a word.
Yours is
Yahusha. Yahushua.
Man,
that's what you're dealing with. I'm not dealing with Yahushua. But I'm dealing with
Joshua is English. That's what Apostle don't understand.
Right.
Hold on, Moses. He don't understand. Joshua is an English word.
I understand Joshua's an English word, but Joshua is a mistranslated word. Joshua is a mistranslated word.
Explain why it is that the writing that you have is different from this writing here.
How was it mistranslated?
I'm dealing with the end of your word.
Your writing is the Jewish.
I'm dealing with the end of your word.
Jewish writing. This is for
I'm showing you I'm dealing with the end. If at the end of your word there's a S-H-U-S-U-A at the end of your word,
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the original writing. You see the original writing there for your version of Yahshua? You see that writing up there?
No original writing here.
That's that Jewish BS right there. That's Jewish.
There's no Jewish BS, man.
What I'm showing you in 3091, this is the African writing that came up right after the sa.neter. So this is the correct definition and pronunciation of the word, bro.
Boy, I tell y'all,
that's why
you got Shua at the end of it. It ain't correct.
That's why you still stuck here.
That's why I'm telling you that. If it got Shua,
that's why you're still under a curse because you don't understand your book.
Nigga, you under a curse. I'm not under a curse.
You don't understand your book. That's why you're not a god in your own land because you don't understand your book.
Believe me, I understand my book.
That's why your
house. Believe me, I understand my book.
No, you
don't understand. Enqi, check your back check for me. Check your back check, Enqi. Check your back check for me, bro. That's all I wanted.
You still see that? Joshua. They're saying Joshua cries for help.
The fact of the matter is, y'all still be worshiping Jesus and be acting like
I don't worship no damn Jesus.
Yes, you do.
I don't worship no damn
Joshua is Jesus.
And I don't need you to tell me
say Joshua in Hebrew for us, please.
Say what?
Say Joshua in Hebrew for us.
Yahshua.
So why Shua?
You just separate. There's no O. There's a Y.
Why you
see Y-A-S-H-U. What Joshua would be Yahshua.
Why you don't see Shu? Why you don't see
Christ's name is Yahweh Shai. Or Yahweh.
So it's not Yeshua.
It could be.
I just checked the back chat. I don't see nothing, Amon-Ra.
It can't be Shua. It can be Yahusha. Yahusha. It can be that because of modern Hebrew. But in the ancient phonetic Phoenician Hebrew, it's Yahusha.
That's four. Yahushua. That's four. One, two.
No, ain't no Yahushua.
Yeah, that's four syllables.
I think they made up Yahweh though. I think they made that up.
Yahweh is not made up.
They got a hard.
I think they made that up.
It's biblical ancient Hebrew.
No, I think they made that up.
I know it.
It's spelled Yad Hev Vahev.
That's not Christ. That's God.
No, Yahweh. I think they made that up.
That's how you spell it.
Yahweh Wahe.
Yo, all I know is I rock with Enqi when he pointed out the root word "shu." I agree with that because these people, these so-called Hebrews that y'all talking about, these people are actually children of Kemet, man. The people in Kemet were the gods, and these people in that Canaanite territory were children that they made with outside nations. That's why I rock with Enqi with what he said.
Yeah, well, you crazy.
This word has Kemetic.
You think Israel came out of Egypt?
You crazy. You sat here and watched all of us.
You can't find that in the Bible. You can't find that in the Bible.
You ain't do nothing, Apostle.
Yeah, that's
okay. Watch all of us under this bondage.
I know the book better than you do.
Bondage, you ain't do nothing, Apostle.
Yeah,
you watch all
of
us in Greek bondage, and you ain't do nothing, Apostle.
What do you do?
And when I come up here to try to set the people
from this
bondage, you want to sit up here and call me crazy.
What are you talking about?
Yo, just stop. Stop it.
Yo, what?
You are a biblical Saul. I'm biblical David. It's time for you to
You don't even know how to say David.
Sit down. I'm here to
You don't even know how to say David in Hebrew.
No, I'm here for the children, bro.
Yeah, the children.
I'm not here for the children.
Nigga, you are a kid. You are.
I'm here. Well, good. Cool. Then the children are going to realize.
You don't know nothing. You need to be sitting at somebody's feet and learning.
You ain't what?
You don't know nothing.
No, I have more.
Come on, stop. Ring the bell, man. Ding, ding, ding. You got to ring the bell for these two.
You're back here. This dude, man.
Don't know nothing, man.
Yo, but now y'all see, this is the reason why we are still in our oppression, because we had elders like
ain't got nothing to do with me. You and your oppression because you're
book
dumb.
Correctly. We could have been
done. You're dumb.
We could have been done rebuilt heaven.
So you should get us out then. You should get us out. And in order for you to get us out, that means you already out.
It's an individual thing.
That's you already out, right?
That's what makes you a clown.
You already right, huh?
That's what makes you a clown.
You just called on David. What's David's real name?
Fall into cults, bro.
Yeah, what's David's real name, kid?
That's why
Billy Goat.
people are falling in the coast because you think it's
Billy
an
Goat.
individual thing.
Billy
You don't
Goat
see
Rock.
it as one particular nation. You don't see it as one nation that's working.
Hey,
you see it as one man coming to deliver.
Billy Goat Rough, man.
You think invisible man coming to deliver.
Billy Goat Rough. That's all you are, man.
Hey, Sa, hit the share screen real quick. Let me just sum up something real quick.
Enqi talking Egypt. I'm talking Hebrew.
Can I just?
They the same. They one and the same. They two behind the scenes.
Go ahead, they're not one and the same.
Go ahead, Sister Sakina. Go ahead.
Well,
Go ahead, sis.
Peace, brother, Elder, Elder Suntan. I just want to say that I appreciate y'all letting me come up and build with y'all. And again, this is again, I don't want to say that this is why we can't build, but this is why we can build if we are on up to where we drop these balls at and start to build again. And with that, I'll say peace to the chat, peace to the panel, and I hope we can do this again. Thank y'all.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Before you leave, Sakina, I would like to talk to you about what you was talking about further.
Sakina goes.
Yo, she
can hear. She can hear.
When
you get a chance, or maybe I'll come over to your channel, because I would like to hear more about what you're talking about.
So I just want to say the reason. I want to explain the reason why I'm rocking with what Enqi said, but I don't understand why Sakina felt like I'm saying something different. So my understanding, based on everything that I've been studying, is that the universe is, according to the definition of those people, heaven, the ether. The ether is what's giving energy to Yah, or the sun, and then the sun takes that energy and it transfers it into photon energy, and the photon energy, shoots out across the universe. When it reaches the planet, that photon energy, which is really a form of the ether, goes into the green life here on Earth, and then this green life does the photosynthesis process, and
ether has been debunked though.
It releases the oxygen. Is why. But instead of me saying shoe, why can't I explain it like how I just explained it? Why I gotta be saying what sa.neter?
No, look. The only problem is, and this is why the people. So you got to remember, it's HOK, brother. It's the toughest environment for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
what it is this is I could listen. I've been in the HOK from the beginning, so I know where you know what I'm saying. I just got a better ear sometimes, more patience. So. You're saying panspermia. You got to realize once you pull panspermia out, the wolves gonna jump on you, because panspermia been debunked 1,000 times. But everything you're saying outside of panspermia is a different conversation. But the problem is that you put in like what you just said right there is science. We know the sun sends the light to the planet, photosynthesis. We know that humans and the plants, we exchange oxygen, carbon dioxide. Like that's science. But now if you try to say that process is panspermia, that's where folks is jumping on you, because
no, that's not what I'm not saying that process is panspermia. I was explaining why I was rocking with you when you mentioned the word shoe and that word.
No, but you said that life came from asteroids and comets. That whole process is where life came from, that non-life form, is what you're saying, correct?
Oh, okay. Look, y'all getting
just a little far out there, Moses. That's all.
Y'all getting two conversations confused.
No, you're saying that
that's
life
you put them together. You right. Packaged them together for us. That's why we. That's why.
Hold on. Now I know
you're a little too far out there, man.
Bro. Okay, yeah, we started off talking about panspermia. But then somehow we got on the conversation of Jesus and Joshua and how they're not the same. And then Enqi, that's when you pointed out the word shoe and you was talking about the root word shoe. And I was like, yeah, see, that's the Kemetic, that's a Kemetic.
Yeah, now we back on you in panspermia.
And then we got off. Then we got off of panspermia from that point. No, with panspermia, the reason why I'm trying to point out panspermia is because I'm trying to prove my whole I guess y'all call it a theory. When I say that the black women are God, I'm not coming from Pharaoh and Seti's position. I say that the black woman is God because she evolved from that evolution of panspermia.
Exactly.
Moses,
so you're saying that a life form came. You're saying life form came from that asteroid.
Life forms came from them microbes, yeah.
That's debunked. That's pseudo as hell.
What I'm saying is this.
I don't agree with the black woman is God came from the evolution of a alien comment like that.
Peace, brother Enqi. Brother Enqi, you the man. What I'm saying to Moses is, Moses, you're a little, far out there, man. And a lot of people are not up into what you are doing. So, listen, could you hear me out?
Female is not the first human species to walk the planet, and
that ain't what I'm saying, brother Moses. I'm saying,
no, Elder Suntan. When you say that, you make it sound like I don't understand that the black.
No, that ain't what I'm saying.
Walk in the face of the earth.
Listen, brother. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have your own ideals.
How is that my own idea? We all know that the woman was the first species.
No, about your. Listen, man.
We all know that.
So what did the woman evolve from, y'all? Since I'm way out there, y'all tell me what the woman evolved from. And let's talk about the black woman, because the black woman is where everybody it has their connection with. Even
right, Bible, here's what I would say to do, right? Here's what I would say to do, and this is from a person who does it, right? What I would say to do is forget panspermia. Stop using that term. I would say to put this all together and write it out, like write out an abstract introduction, like write out a whole thing and let this be your theory and write it out and put it together and let the people get your paper. This is why I release books and stuff, so that way I could stand on what I'm saying and have it in a way that is articulated clearly, whether people agree or not. I have my facts outlined. I have my thesis, my hypothesis, my theory, and then you got your supportive facts, because this is not panspermia. This is your own thing. This is
that's all I'm telling you. It's your own ideals, Moses.
Yeah. That's definitely your thing.
I'm trying to get sa.neter to share the screen because y'all going left on me, man.
No, we're not. We with you. You just have your own ideal of things, bro.
sa.neter, the only reason y'all saying that because I can't share a source. That's the only reason
you have a source that panspermia says. Wait. Hold on, Suntan. Wait. You have a source that says that through panspermia, the black woman is God.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I do have that. As soon as he showed, hey, sa.neter.
Stop! You gotta hit the share screen for that. Come on, man. We here for that. We need to see that. No. You got to show Moses' screen. He said he got a source that shows panspermia verifies the black woman is God. That's crazy.
Panspermia verifies that the black woman is God just as much as it verifies that a cow is a cow or a horse is a horse or
no.
Okay. So all right, look.
Rationale.
All right, stop.
Right. That's your ideal.
Yo, let's walk with me. Let's start. Let's get common ground. Panspermia is talking about microbes, which we're talking microorganisms, are we not? Yes or no?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's what it tells you right there. Microorganisms could survive in the harsh conditions. We're talking about microorganisms that have come from the universe, from the ether. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right. So this is where they're saying that this is where life comes from. And Enqi, they came up with this theory based on their understanding of the Bible from an African perspective, not according to how white people have been teaching the Bible. When they study the language of those people in that Northeast African territory, that is how they came up with panspermia. When they understood what heaven really was, that heaven is the ether, and they always talking about God comes from above. Well, what physical people or what person or what he that's always doing all this talking, telling everybody what to do? Where the heck where they come from?
You kind of get galloping, bro.
All right, but let me say this. Let me say this, Moses. Listen,
we're talking about
panspermia. Hold on, Moses. Let me just say this.
No. Let's go back to Mike. We are talking about.
He didn't show it, Enqi, because he can't.
No. Hold on. We're backing up. Microorganisms. Answer that question so we can go forward. Are we not talking about microorganisms coming from the universe onto the planet?
It's up to you to establish.
No. Listen, we are not talking about microorganisms coming from off the planet onto the planet. Now, if you are bringing that to the conversation, hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. If you bringing that to the conversation, right?
Prove it.
You got to substantiate that, because the panspermia people, like when Richard Dawkins was talking about this, Richard Dawkins brung it up, and he was trying to posit it as another way that life could have started without a intelligent source. And the way he was debunked was because, and they weren't using the term ether. They were just saying that these microbes come from another planet, which is the source of the comets. So they were saying that life started on another planet, and pieces of crucial genetic material came to this planet from those other planets, not necessarily ether. See, that's where you would be coming in with your own
idea.
Yeah, your own version. And what I'm saying is look, your own version is cool, but you got to put it all the way together and then present it to us like with a finished product, as opposed to showing us this.
Just throwing at us because it ain't up. It's not up to us to prove it, man.
Right.
So listen, a planet that has deteriorated, and let's say in this particular case, we're talking about an asteroid. So this is could be a planet from another system that blew up, and then
you way out there, man.
Asteroid has to travel through the ether. It has to travel through the universe. And while it's traveling through the universe, why is it not picking up microbes?
But hold on, Moses. Listen to what I'm trying to explain to you.
All right.
If you use this line of thinking, right, this line of logic, you realize you still have to explain how carbon and phosphorus and oxygen and hydrogen originally still came together to form a living cell. The only thing that you do with panspermia is you shift the conversation from trying to figure out how that happened on Earth to saying that happened on another planet. And then the life migrated here from that other planet. But the question of the intelligent design required to create an a living cell is still unanswered. You just shift the place where the story happens from happening on Earth to happening on another planet. What we're talking about with evolution is life's development, but a part of life's development is the origin of it. Because if you have life originate with an intelligent design, then life is maintained through that intelligent design. If you have no intelligent design maintaining life, then it's safe to say that you think life came about without an intelligent source. And so you still have to deal with whether you still have to deal with whether you're saying there's an intelligent design that created life or not. Whether you're saying that happened here on Mars, on Pluto, at the planets next to Sirius, or wherever it happened, you still have to explain and account for the origin of the original life.
Okay, so
all right, hold on, Dr.Enqi.
Yes, sir.
I need you to close out because I got Mandinka Mali and Assault versus Assault 7 coming up at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
I need you to close out. I'm gonna drop the link in case y'all want to come over.
All right. Hit the share screen. Hit the share screen.
All right, guys. Build on this a little bit more, a little later on. Later.
Yeah, no. Put it together. So you got a whole thing that you can show, like the whole thing together. So you got maybe slides, or put it together, write it up. So it's like
close out, brother. Close out.
All right. So here's what and it's great to have Amin-Ra McCarthy come in, because when Amin-Ra McCarthy comes in as a person who works not only in the health field, not only in medicine, but he specializes in the lungs and the heart, right? That's a whole different level of source. That's a living source. That's somebody who actually is in the field that's active today. So you don't have to wrestle with whether you want to take my word or take Unkh's word or whatever the case may be. We're talking about somebody that's in the field. Now, the main problem that happens is that people don't understand that life is not the chemicals. And that's what I'm trying to explain to Moses. Life is not the chemicals. Life is in the light. Life is in the electricity. Life is in the magnetism. And this is what's conferred in the breath of life. And this is why I was saying earlier in the conversation that we started hospitals in 1765, but we didn't understand what an electron transport chain was until 1961. We didn't understand that there's electricity associated with the breath. So when we see the breath of life being given in Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, when we see the breath of life being given by the Ankh, by the amphibians and reptiles from the Kamenu, what that is the initiation of the electrical process that actually governs life. And if we had time, I would show that science has shown now that when a sperm cell fertilizes an egg, that egg has a large release of light, signifying that the egg has now come to life. Because a woman's eggs are not living, sperm is living. A man has to recycle his sperm every 64 days because sperm cells are alive. The egg is waiting to be brought to life by the conference of that living electricity, that light, that magnetism from the sperm. So we have to shift the conversation from talking about inert chemicals to what the inert chemicals facilitate, which is why back when I introduced the concept of horizontal gene transfer to the community, I also introduced the concept of chemiluminescence. And when I was talking with Ankh about that maybe 15, 20 years ago, he said I made that word up. For y'all that don't understand, chemiluminescence is about how chemicals facilitate and stabilize the production of light, specifically when you're dealing with biochemistry, and it's most important in living systems because that's where life needs to be studied at. And so when we get to the heart is the most complex organ in terms of its electrical wiring. And that produces what we know of as the QRST wave or the Christ wave. Now, you can wrestle with that term however you want to, but that term has come to us. It survived over time, because when we go back to Kemet, you have QRST. When you get to the Bible, you have Christ. And when you come to modern science, you have the QRST complex. All of these things initially or subsequently refer to the action of the heart, which is why even in the Bible, God is described as light. So I think sometimes when we have the Bible conversation, we pick and choose the things in the Bible that we want to deal with literally versus the things that we want to deal with metaphorically. But there are plenty of passages throughout the Bible that describe God as light. And so, with that, I'll close out and then, maybe we'll have another conversation on it. But y'all know Sa don't like going into medical and health information. So y'all got to join up the JED school, come on over to the platform and we can have some more conversations on the anatomy and physiology in the body.
Way to go, Enqi.
So Enqi,
appreciate you.
The Bible, God is referred to as a God.
Don't you start no trouble with Apostle when we closing out, brother. Apostle will get you.
But Enqi, obviously, the children
of gonna come at you.
The children of the sun, the leaders of Kemet, were obviously the God of light, bro.
Listen, here's the thing: the Bible talks specifically about the spirit, and the spirit. The word for spirit in the Bible is breath. The word for spirit in the Bible is breath. So people would have a totally different understanding of the Bible if when they read it, every time the word spirit came up, instead of saying the word spirit, they said the word breath, which is what the word actually means. So if they read the Bible and instead of saying spirit, they said breath, it would change and transform the entire way they look at the Bible. And it doesn't take away from the concept of God. It actually strengthens it because now you can move the superstition and the mystery from it and deal with what's actually being communicated was that there's a very powerful electromagnetic signature that is the signature of life, which is the reason why God is called light, which is the reason why some of the things that people pick on, like God's supposed to be all knowing, God's supposed to be in all places at once and blah, 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 blah. Well, light qualifies as all knowing because light is information and information is in all places at all times. So what I'm saying is there's some other layers to the conversation that we can get to.
Thank you, Dr. Enqi. We are live over here. Same thing. Just refresh your channel. We are on the same channel, just a different one. All right, so peace and black power to everybody over there. Come on over. We got a SA 7 going up against Mandinka Mali. This is going to be a good one as well.